Or even the preparation during the week coming off a disappointing loss last week?
Yeah. We created chances and we knew that. We just didn't capitalise, and that was our brand today, is just make sure we won those little moments and create our own little energy. So I thought we did that well.
Well done, mate. Great win today. Good on you. Over to you, Danica.
Thank you, Cam. Yeah, what a win for the Melbourne Storm, 48-24. Brad Fittler alongside me. How highly did you rate that performance from Melbourne this afternoon?
Well, they were slick. Pappy spoke about it being electric. They took advantage of the conditions. The 18 points in 10 minutes in the first half, then they scored 30 points in about 20 minutes in the second half. In those periods, they were just absolutely unstoppable. As I spoke about during the call, their basic skills are just so great. The ball's out in front, they're just at you all the time, putting pressure on you, and when it goes right, they are nearly impossible to stop.
And especially the inclusion of Jerome Hughes as well. That's something that just is such an influential thing for this Melbourne side.
He brings such a calm to the team. You look at that man, Cam Munster, who has his flamboyance about him, a little bit of craziness. He was awesome early. He set up a try, scored his own try. But then Jerome Hughes just has this calmness, and he turns the 18 into 48.
Yeah, certainly one that they will be beating the Seagulls 48-24. That's all we have time for this afternoon here on Chemist Warehouse Sunday Footy. We'll catch you next week, but for now, stand by for the news.
Tonight, more tragedy on our roads. 3 motorcycles collide in the Hunter, killing 1 rider and injuring 2 others. 4 men rescued from the rubble, a terrifying mine collapse in Sydney's southwest. A day of demonstrations in the US, tens of thousands protest against President Trump. The Central Coast lolly shop dealing with a not-so-sweet crime spree. And in sport, an early exodus from Brookvale as the...
This is NBN News with Tyson Cottrell.
Good evening. In what's already been a horror year on our roads, today there was more tragedy when 3 motorcycles collided at Wollombi in the Hunter Valley. For more, Angie Davies joins us live. Angie, what do we know?
Tyson, Wollombi is a popular hub for motorcyclists here in the Hunter, hundreds often riding there of a weekend. But today things took a nasty turn when 3 bikes collided on Great North Road at around 10:40 a.m. Emergency services quickly arrived. However, despite their best efforts, one of the riders, a man aged in his 40s, couldn't be saved. 2 other riders, both men aged 36 and 39, were treated for leg and chest injuries and taken to John Hunter Hospital in serious but stable conditions. Neighbours telling NBN News the area is renowned for high motorcycle activity, but with that has come a noticeable increase in crashes. A crime scene has been established with Great North Road remaining closed to traffic. Police are still investigating the cause of the crash. Tyson.
Angie, thank you. It's a nightmare scenario. 4 men buried hundreds of metres underground after part of a roof collapsed at a mine in Sydney's southwest early this morning. Remarkably, their injuries are not life-threatening following the incident in an area which has a checkered history.
Douglas Park in the early hours of this morning. Stuck deep below the surface of GM3's Appin mine are 4 men, the group becoming trapped around 3 a.m.
This incident involved a sudden collapse of the roof directly above where these workers are working, approximately 400 to 500 metres underground.
It's believed 1 man managed to dig himself free. The others pulled out after spending an hour partially buried. 2 of them taken to Wollongong Hospital, the others to Liverpool.
One of the patients transported to Liverpool Hospital, a man in his 50s, was transported with head and pelvic injuries.
All escaped with non-life-threatening injuries.
Multiple agencies, including the New South Wales Resources Regulator, have been brought in to investigate what went wrong. All operations at the mine have been paused until further notice.
In a statement, the mining and energy union saying no stone will be left unturned in determining the source of the incident, and all workers have the right to safely go home at the end of their shift.
All Australians are thinking of these workers, their families and their colleagues right now. It's another reminder that all Australians deserve a safe workplace.
The Appin area is no stranger to the risks of a mine site. In 1979, 14 men were killed and dozens were severely burned after a methane gas explosion. Whether history has repeated itself is still unknown.
Difficult to say until we actually understand exactly what the causes were for this incident, to really speculate as to whether this is a similar incident to what's been happening in the past or whether this is a rare event.
Helene Lambetsos, NBN News.
From housing to power prices, the cost of living has been the focus for both leaders at their first major rallies today. The Prime Minister making a multi-billion-dollar pledge to bring down the cost of batteries for solar, while the opposition leader is vowing to cut foreign student numbers to unlock the supply of homes.
Launching into week 2 of the election campaign from Brisbane to Launceston. Similar stages, mirror messages.
Our positive plan for building Australia's future.
Our plan is a positive plan for our country.
The two leaders offering contrasting ways to get there.
I want to be the Prime Minister that can restore the dream of home ownership for young Australians.
Saturday, the 3rd of May, is a make or break moment for Medicare.
Distilling their rival pitches before hand-picked audiences at duelling rallies. Anthony Albanese with a $2.3 billion plan to slash the cost of batteries for rooftop solar, worth about $4,000 for every installation from July this year.
Today I announced that Labor will make batteries 30% cheaper for Australian homes, small businesses and community facilities.
Australia may lead the world in rooftop solar, but the take-up of batteries for when the sun isn't shining is low.
The problem at the moment is the upfront cost of a battery is too high for too many people. We're going to fix that.
$10,000 for a battery, maybe that's the cost after this subsidy. I think you're talking about higher income families being in a position to pay for that.
There is a misconception in Australia that solar batteries cost $15,000. They do not. You can buy a 5 kilowatt hour battery for $4,000.
Peter Dutton taking his housing and migration policy to a must-win outer metropolitan Melbourne seat.
The lack of supply and the migration numbers have just gone through the roof.
The coalition promising to slash foreign students by 30,000, increase the cost of student visa applications for the 8 biggest universities to $5,000, $2,500 for all other unis, and cap foreign students at 25% of the intake from next year.
There has just been a complete racket underway over the last few years where Australians have been locked out of housing.
I had a wry smile to myself when I read that story because I thought, this is the bloke who is now announcing a policy he opposed.
Whether it's housing or batteries for solar, it boils down to easing the burden on households. But with neither side offering anything radically different, both leaders want to make it a contest about character.
Do you think Anthony Albanese is up to that task? Do you think that the two minds of Anthony Albanese and Adam Bandt coming together are up to that task?
The future we want is not an American-style wages system.
It was once said a drover's dog could win an election. This one is no soft touch. In an election, it's often not what the leaders say, but where they go that gives you the state of play. Anthony Albanese today in Griffith in Brisbane, a Greens-held seat. He clearly thinks he's got some strong chances there. Peter Dutton in McEwen, Labor held in Victoria. Second time he's been there in a week. If he picks up McEwen, the Liberals could pick up 2 to 3 others. What does all this tell you? It tells you that with less than 4 weeks to go, both are still in the hunt for majority government. But it must be said the coalition has a lot more work to do.
Meanwhile, in the Hunter, the Liberal Party is continuing to zone in on marginal seats, making multi-million-dollar pledges as the election campaign wraps up.
The Liberal Party in the Hunter on a spending spree. Shadow Defence Minister Andrew Hastie promising to deliver on big-ticket items if a Dutton government takes power at the polls.
It's really important that we have safe roads, that we broaden our roads, that we get rid of the potholes, as I saw driving in today.
Zoning in on the marginal seat of Patterson with a near $25 million pledge to upgrade the notorious Lemon Tree Passage Road.
People in this area really worry about the quality of this road, and quite frankly, it's not good enough.
The promised improvements would see the single-laned road resurfaced and widened from the roundabout at Nelson Bay Road through to Tanilba Bay.
That is the areas that need to be upgraded most. So that is the parts we need to get these roads up to the 21st century.
In the last 6 years, there were 19 serious crashes recorded on Lemon Tree Passage Road, including 2 fatalities. Meanwhile, in Shortland, another marginal seat, a $4.6 million promise to fast-track upgrades to local sporting facilities.
Having sports fields that people can go to, where families can get out and about, is going to make the world of difference. We're a big outdoorsy electorate.
The Belmont Sporting Complex is already undergoing a transformation, with Stage 1 opened last month. But the Liberals say the funding announced today would deliver the next stages of the 10-year master plan.
It's a new grandstand, it's redoing the turf, it's the lights.
Member for Shortland Pat Conroy says Labor is committed to upgrading local sporting facilities and will have more announcements in the coming weeks. Member for Patterson Merrill Swanson was contacted for comment. Bianca Wirt, NBN News.
Muswellbrook Mayor Jeff Drayton has criticised comments made on national television by Peter Dutton, in which the opposition leader claimed the Hunter's mining industry is done. Mr Drayton says he's unsure where the comments have come from, since both sides of government have shown optimism towards the Hunter's future energy transition and workforce.
And everything's been positive. We've had an enormous amount of interest in businesses moving and industry moving to Muswellbrook, into our shire, to set up and start employing people into new roles.
Mr Drayton says Mr Dutton is welcome to visit the region anytime to better understand the needs of the local community. Greens candidate for Newcastle, Charlotte McCabe, has unveiled plans to ease the cost of childcare across the Hunter. If elected, the party is keen to introduce a national body to help regulate childcare centre profits, as the cost of living crisis sees more parents unable to afford or secure a place with early educators.
We are committing to a national body that would oversee the regulators and ensure that these rogue operators are forced to meet the basic standards to keep children safe and to ensure that early education centres are providing the care that the parents of Newcastle expect.
The announcement follows findings from the Australian Productivity Commission that many Australian childcare centres are not meeting standards. Working smoke alarms have proved life-saving for an elderly resident in Bellbird after a blaze broke out at her Waratah Street home on Saturday night. She managed to evacuate before crews arrived. Despite doing their best to save it, the property was destroyed. The home had been visited by Fire and Rescue in January during a door-to-door home safety blitz. They replaced an old smoke alarm with 3 working ones, which alerted the woman to the fire. A special gathering at Waratah Reserve was held over the weekend for a multicultural fiesta. Performance groups from an array of backgrounds took to the stage, sharing culture through movement and music.
This is really important for Newcastle to have this event. It's about having the opportunity to celebrate our multiculturals within Newcastle.
A dozen local market stores were also on site to show off traditional cuisines and culture. Rehearsals are entering their final stages for the All-Stars Cheer Squad, set to warm up crowds at the Knights Clash next weekend. The All Abilities team will perform in front of thousands of fans.
From pom-poms to pyramids, Newcastle's All-Stars Cheer Squad is ready to shake things up. Training has been intense over the past 5 weeks, but coach and Knights Pro cheerleader Alex Zambos says the group is dedicated.
It has been fantastic. I don't think that I have seen a group come together so quickly and so unified.
The 14-piece squad is all ages and all abilities and will be the first of its kind to perform for the NRL at the Knights-Tigers clash on April 13.
We're talking about performing in front of 25,000 people at a professional level. I believe that everybody can do everything if they really set their heart to it.
Alex, working with her own former dance coach, Pamela Cramp, to come up with the choreography.
We've put together an entertaining little number, and it's a shake it number.
I always love this new moves and different dances and stuff.
We sort of get the hand-on coordinations.
The All-Stars are excited to get fans cheering next weekend and hope the appearance will encourage more people to join. And their enthusiasm is infectious.
This is a real passion of mine, like a real dream of mine to be able to perform.
I've always wanted to be a cheerleader. I'm so pumped to do this.
Sophie Davidson, NBN News.
Taking a quick look at the weather across the region today. Plenty of sunshine, 27 the top in Newcastle, 28 at Lake Macquarie. Singleton also reached 27 degrees. You're watching NBN News. Still ahead, tens of thousands hit the streets in America protesting against Donald Trump. The dog squad sent in as a man is arrested over alleged domestic violence assaults in the Hunter, plus a heartbreaking update from Sir Elton John.
The money for Peter Dutton's $600 billion nuclear plan has to come from somewhere. So, 20 years to build, to make up under 4% of the grid, and a CSIRO says it will drive up power bills. And he'll have to drive up the cost of everything else to pay for it. So under Dutton, your health costs go up, under Dutton your tax goes up, under Dutton your HECS debt, childcare, medicines, TAFE fees go up. He cuts, you pay.
Authorised P. Erickson, ALP Canberra.
At Officeworks, we won't be beaten on price. Get the Samsung Galaxy A56 for $697 or a JBL Quantum 100 gaming headset for $49. Make bigger things happen at Officeworks.
We're for those going from A to B. And right now, we're for Max, who has a pothole keeping him from Nan's pot roast. Join NRMA, thanks, mate. Australia's largest roadside assistance network.
The Musso run-out sale is on now. Save up to $4K on an MY24 Musso. From only $38K, get the 2025 Drive Car of the Year, best dual cab ute under $50K. KGM Ssangyong, Korean built to last.
Ooh, should have gone to Specsavers. It's the Specsavers store-wide Spextravaganza. Get any 2 pairs for just $199, save up to $200. Limited time only.
Getting the girls around to Jones, so Sarah knows she's not alone.
All of us will be affected by cancer at some point in our lives. So this Australia's biggest morning tea, let's make it personal.
Wouldn't it be nice if things were a little more useful? At Origin, we're making it happen. From helping you go solar to customer service and everything in between. That's all kinds of useful.
Paris Scarf mid-season sale is on now. Save 40 to 60% off quilts and pillows, 40 to 60% off quilt cover sets and sheets, plus 40 to 60% off vacuum cleaners. Hurry, sale ends soon. Exclusions apply. Paris Scarf, great brands, great prices.
Montgomery Homes have been building houses in New South Wales for over 35 years. And that's how you know you can always rely on and feel at home with Montgomery Homes.
Don't let heel pain hold you back. Good Feet Art supports a clinically proven relief from plantar fasciitis and the pain in the balls of your feet. Head to goodfeet.com/au to find your nearest store, and don't let pain sideline you any longer.
Just months after he was voted back into the White House in a landslide, tens of thousands of Americans have taken to the streets protesting against Donald Trump. Dubbed the Hands-Off Rally, the demonstrators are opposing sweeping cuts made by the US President and Elon Musk.
Hands up! Hands up!
A day of demonstrations against Donald Trump. More than 1,000 protests across all 50 US states. This is the hands-off rally held in opposition to the perceived authoritarian overreach by the Commander-in-Chief and his so-called first buddy, Elon Musk.
Trump, Elon, neither one of them represent anything that true Americans care about.
All they're doing is making sure that they have a parachute for them and their rich friends, and everybody else here that lives here that makes the gears turn for this country are just screwed at the end of the day.
But as protesters teed off against Trump, the US president was states away, playing golf for a second straight day, the White House even releasing a statement. The president won his second round matchup and advances to the championship round tomorrow. No such wins in his trade war. British auto giant Jaguar Land Rover pausing shipments to the US as it works to address the new trading terms, while Trump's first buddy broke with his boss on the beauty of tariffs.
I hope it is agreed that both Europe and the United States should move, ideally in my view, to a zero tariff situation, effectively creating a free trade zone between Europe and North America.
As the fallout rolls on, negotiators are rolling in. This week, Israel's Benjamin Netanyahu will visit Washington, the first world leader to make a trip to bargain with Trump and his tariffs. In the United States, Lauren Tomazi, NBN News.
A 40-year-old man is facing more than a dozen charges over alleged domestic violence offences across Newcastle. Police brought in the dog squad to arrest the man at Cardiff on Friday afternoon. He's accused of assaulting and verbally abusing a 26-year-old woman on a number of occasions between March 10 and April 2. The man will face Newcastle local court next week. And if you or someone you know needs help, you can call 1-800-RESPECT on 1-800-737-732. Millions of people are waterlogged in America's South and Midwest. Days of torrential rain has brought flash flooding to 5 states. In some areas, entire towns have been inundated. At least 16 weather-related deaths have been reported since the start of the storms, including 10 in Tennessee. A sad admission from Sir Elton John, the British music icon, revealing a further deterioration of his eyesight. The 78-year-old had an eye infection last year and now says he can't read, watch television or see his children play. He says he gets emotional and distressed about the condition, but it's important to get on with it. Well, he made a career exploring the ends of the earth, but his latest adventure was out of this world. Australian Eric Phillips is back on land after making history in space, the 62-year-old reflecting on his extraordinary journey.
It really was a wonderful privilege to become the first Australian to fly its flag into space. That entire experience of just floating around in a spaceship is like nothing else. That never gets old. I could have just stayed up there for many more days than the 3.5 days that we were.
The astronaut says he'd jump at the chance to go back into orbit, but for now, he's thrilled to be reunited with his family. Well, Lauren Kemp joins us now with a quick look at the weather. Lauren, tell us, will the fine conditions continue?
Tyson, we'll at least get another day or two of sunshine, but for those in very northern parts of New South Wales and southeast Queensland, you could unfortunately see a little bit more rain after that. For now, at least, we could have very little cloud over the nation thanks to a broad area of high pressure. Onshore winds, though, around it could deliver showers east of the Divide as we approach next weekend. Remaining warm tomorrow, though, after a cool start inland before topping out at 27 degrees in Tamworth, 27 also the top in Taree and Port Macquarie, and 28 in Grafton. And Tyson, I'll have some more details a little later.
All right, see you then. Thanks, Lauren. Coming up next, the sweet job with a sour reality. Staff at a popular Central Coast lolly shop targeted by abusive kids and thieves. Shortages in the police force like we've never seen before, and the warning it could take a decade to fix. Jetstar's AI revolution, cutting flight delays and cancellations before they happen. Plus your daily dose of happiness. We meet Mayor Max, the adorable golden retriever, governing a tiny town in California.
Nick Scully Easter clearance is on now with up to 40% off a huge range of designer furniture. Save up to 40% at the Easter clearance. On now at Nick Scully.
With Light and Easy, you can lose weight and enjoy more free time with delicious, healthy meals starting from around $8.50 each. Enjoy Australia's best ready-made meal delivery service as awarded by CanStar Blue. Visit lightandeasy.com.au today.
The federal election has been announced. It's important that you're enrolled to vote and your details are up to date. If you've recently changed your name or address, turned 18 or become an Australian citizen, you must update your details or enrol now. Head to aec.gov.au or pick up an enrolment form at any AEC office and return it to the AEC before 8 p.m. on Monday, 7th of April. Your vote will help shape Australia. Authorised by the Electoral Commissioner, Canberra.
I punt with Ladbrokes because Form Genius makes getting form easy. Even easier than Peter Moody teaching a horse how to win.
Run, 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 run. Win.
Form made easy with Ladbrokes. Go, you good thing.
You win some, you lose more.
A sense of belonging. This is a sentiment we've heard most from the homeowners across our many Palm Lake resorts. New homes now selling. This is your time at Palm Lake Resort.
The family's coming for long weekend lunch, and it's 15:15 brunch.
I'm going to do the deck.
This long weekend, get back on deck in just 40 minutes with the all-new Cabot's Easy Deck.
Got me going like,
Whether it's car, boat, caravan or home insurance, with NRMA Insurance, the more eligible policies you have, the more you could save, because that's what a help company would do. NRMA Insurance, a help company.
It's Tank World's up to 50% off clearance sale. Save up to 50% off our entire range of slimline tanks and Tank World pumps from 330 to 5,000 litres. Or stock must go 10 days only. Think Tank World, 1-800 68 69 70.
Go Harvey Norman for your contemporary home. New exclusive leather designs with the luxury of powered reclining actions. Dine in style with stunning designs. Furniture designed for the modern lifestyle. Smart designs to fit your space. Be inspired in store at Harvey Norman now.
Tui's Newcastle Rugby League returns to #1 sports ground on the 12th of April for the Bryden's Lawyers Magic Round, an action-packed day of footy, family and food. Get your tickets now at newcastlerugbyleague.com.au.
Workers at a lolly shop on the Central Coast say they've reached the end of their tether after a string of incidents involving abusive children. Their store targeted dozens of times by thieves caught on camera.
Can you please get out of the store?
Would-be teenage thieves caught red-handed.
Can you please leave? Don't point it in my face. Back up, back up.
But there's no leaving quietly for this foul-mouthed group of girls.
Oh, you dumb.
The verbal abuse aimed at staff turns physical.
Absolutely rude, insultive and harassing me just because I was just asking them for the items that they were stealing.
Lollies and Sweets at the entrance is a local institution, and from the name you can guess what they're all about. But recently it hasn't been sweet for staff, targeted almost weekly. Enough for some to quit.
Few of the younger staff left the job just because they and their parents doesn't feel that it is a safe place.
CCTV in the store has captured dozens of thieves, including this boy pinching and pocketing what he can. This girl nicks a treat, then as she's confronted by staff, pulls a can of drink from her sleeve, while some just walk out the front door.
When we ask them to show their bags, they are just so abusive and disrespectful.
I have had other moments at night time where I have been abused and everything, and that does get quite scary.
Police are aware, but have told the owners there's little they can do. What they're stealing might not cost much, but staff are the ones emotionally paying a heavy price.
Alex Heinke, NBN News.
New data from police has laid bare the recruitment challenges facing the force, with a shortfall of nearly 2,400 officers. While the state government is hoping its pay-to-train scheme will change that, official documents show police need to hire an additional 1,500 officers a year to reduce the gap.
Even senior police are now saying, I've had enough, Pete, and it's time to go. It's burnout. It's the continuous issues of dealing with mental health issues, dealing with staffing issues.
The shortfall is expected to grow to 3,000 officers by next year. Jetstar has a new weapon to reduce flight delays and cancellations: artificial intelligence. The airline using real-time data to predict and even prevent maintenance issues before they happen.
On a tarmac in Toulouse, France, Jetstar's newest plane is being put through its paces. This is one of the final engine runs for the A321neo.
It's the 20th aircraft for Jetstar, so super exciting.
A milestone for the airline, as it also harnesses AI technology. Jetstar has partnered with Airbus's Skywise platform that monitors real-time data from the planes to help predict maintenance issues before they happen.
They're giving us the insights into the aircraft that we never had before, so it's been an incredible transformation.
The technology has been used internationally since 2017. Safety is still the #1 priority as airlines endeavour to put an end to last-minute cancellations.
We'll schedule the aircraft in overnight when there's no flying planned. We'll have the right part there, we'll have the people there, we'll get it done. Aircraft will go back into service and nobody will know that there was ever an issue with it, really.
We are able to predict those types of events, turning on-schedule maintenance, on-schedule event into scheduled maintenance, which is much easier to handle.
9 News flew to France courtesy of the Qantas Group, and last year the new technology prevented more than 40 cancelled Jetstar flights, contributing to a 93% reduction in engineering-related cancellations. After the success of predictive maintenance, Jetstar is also looking at other ways it can use AI and technology to make sure more aircraft take off on time.
The new technology, the new models, generative AI, will even bring more value in the near future, so we are quite excited in Airbus.
Australian fashion designer Perry Cutton has died, aged 73. Cutton's designs have been a popular addition to women's wardrobes for more than 4 decades. She launched her own label in the early 1980s, opening her first store in Melbourne. Within 20 years, her empire grew to more than 30 locations across the nation, including Maya and David Jones. It's hard to find a politician who is universally popular, but who have done just that in a tiny Californian town. His name is Max, believed to be the world's first only democratically elected mayor, who is also a dog.
In the mountain town of Idlewild, people seem happy. Maybe it's got something to do with the mayor.
Hello, how you going?
He loves hugs.
He loves hugs?
Yeah, he does.
Yep, that's a golden retriever, Mayor Max III.
My name is Phyllis Mueller, and I'm the Chief of Staff for the Mayor of Idlewild. And my husband, Glenn Warren, is the other Chief of Staff.
The Californian community is unincorporated, meaning there's no local government. Towns like Idlewild run mostly on tradition. But in 2012, the locals decided to embrace democracy and head to the ballot box.
14 dogs and 2 cats ran in that election, and my dog, Mayor Max I, won that election in a landslide victory.
Mayor Max I proved so popular, when he died, the town decided to keep the honour in the family.
So now we're on Mayor Max III, and he's mayor for life. He has thousands of ties, and I buy multiples. Yes, they're personalized harness vests. I do a calendar every year. I hold a hat on his head, but the minute he sees it there, he goes to chew it.
Mayor Max draws a big crowd in town.
He's amazing.
Mitzi does security, and sometimes there's a spot of trouble. Max attends hundreds of events every year, visits hospitals, nursing homes and hospices, and he's a social media star.
We've met many Australians, and he's very popular in Australia.
A busy boy. What better way to relax than a tug of war with his sister?
Did somebody poop? No, oh, sorry.
Don't worry, we're fairly sure the mayor is house-trained. What is certain is he's a draw card.
Since the dog was elected mayor around these parts, has business improved?
I believe it has for all businesses in Idlewild.
Now, I know you're a good boy. Are you a good mayor? What, no comment? What's his stance on cats?
In a divided country with an increasingly hostile political environment, the non-partisan Max is a breath of fresh air. Try not to smile when you meet the big dog of Idlewild.
What's Mayor Max's main platform? What's his main goal?
Right, to create unconditional love, do as many good deeds for others as possible.
And that's something worth voting for. In Idlewild, California, Reid Butler, NBN News.
And I reckon Mayor Max is having a great time as well. Well, Montana Claire joins us now with Sport. Montana Manly, they were blown away by the Storm today.
Good evening, Tyson. Melbourne were far too strong and Sea Eagles fans vented their frustration, streaming out of Brookvale Oval well before full time as Cam Munster led the Storm to a big win. Also ahead, the Tigers facing a halves headache as a young star gets a head knock against Brisbane. Plus, the Knights do battle with the Bulldogs in Sydney.
Please help transform our gallery into a thriving hub for our community, our artists and our region. Your generous tax-deductible donation through Newcastle Art Gallery Foundation will create an enduring cultural and artistic legacy for our community and future generations. Be part of the story. Make a lasting legacy today. Visit our Newcastle Art Gallery Foundation website to find out more.
Inside and more power out, you can chuck more in the new GWM Cannon Ute.
You haven't shopped around until you've tried Yui, huh?
Look, car insurance, it's kind of like a barber. You don't keep going to the same guy for years if you're not a happy chappy.
How bad is it?
Well, it's not great.
What do you mean, not great?
As in not good. A change might be nice.
For award-winning customer satisfaction, make the change to Yui. You insured.
Join Energy Australia's Flexi Plan and get a $200 sign-up credit on your first electricity bill. Join Energy Australia online today or call 133 466.
Tripadeal's travel bonus offer is on now. Experience 2-for-1 unbeatable Japan from $4,999 for 2 people, including Qantas flights. Uncover the wonders of vibrant Tokyo. Set foot on mighty Mount Fuji. Visit serene Kyoto and more. And when you book by April 10, earn a $250 travel bonus towards your next holiday. Plus, earn and use Qantas points on every booking. Search Tripadeal now.
Got me going like...
At Coles, you can do Easter in the garden or off the grid. With Coles Australian boneless pork leg roast, now just $8 a kilo. Do Easter this way, that way.
It's delicious every way.
At Coles.
Introducing the all-new Sealy Posturepedic Acclaim, a breakthrough in sleep technology that senses and responds, helping to align your body. Innovation never felt so good. In store now.
Getting injured was tough, but the financial strain was worse. Bauer Bosch have secured the financial support I needed. It was simple. I just filled out the free case assessment form online. Don't wait. Contact Bauer Bosch today for all the help that you need and deserve.
The Drovers Run is on again. Come along and join the Drovers Run 4-wheel drive Outback Adventure, August 1 to 10. 9 days of great 4-wheel drive fun and adventure in Outback Australia. Visiting Charlotte Plains, Eromanga, Nakundra, historic Milparinka and plenty more of the beautiful Australian Outback. Money raised helps fund the Westpac Rescue Helicopter Service in northern New South Wales. For more, contact the Rescue Helicopter or visit the website.
The Sea Eagles have been given a harsh reality check at home, belted 48-24 by Premiership favourites Melbourne. 5 second-half tries to the Storm in the space of 15 minutes, seeing thousands of fans head to the exits well before full-time.
A brutal start to the latest battle, and with that, many locals had seen enough.
Geez, a rustle in the exits.
Ryan Pappenhausen and Zach.
You just have to be a little bit off, and a team like that will make you pay, and they did today.
Zach Bailey, NBN News.
Tigers coach Benji Marshall has a halves headache on his hands. Latu Fainu, the latest playmaker to succumb to injury in their loss to the Broncos. Marshall choosing to keep quiet on the NRL's high contact crackdown while some of his rival coaches teed off.
Outclassed and outmuscled by the Broncos, but Benji Marshall is still optimistic about his Tigers.
I'm really proud of the guys' effort. What I learned tonight is we've got a team that, when we get it right, we can do some good things.
The coach confident the 46-24 scoreline doesn't reflect the fight his men showed.
They're a really good side, honestly, probably top 3 or 4 in the comp, a chance of winning it this year.
Adam Reynolds failing to finish the game with another hamstring strain.
I'm all right, just tightened up a bit there and didn't want to risk anything, so bit old age setting in.
Ben Hunt ready to play halfback if his captain is sidelined.
Definitely played a couple of games there before, so more than happy to jump into the spot.
The Tigers are facing the same headache. Latu Fainu will miss next week's match against Newcastle with concussion, while Jerome Luai is carrying a shoulder injury. Both coaches refusing to be drawn on the NRL's high tackle crackdown, with 4 players sin-binned across Saturday's games.
Honestly, I don't know. That's probably the best answer I can give.
Benji blocking his skipper from talking too.
Happy? You've been around this game a long time.
Yeah, he's got nothing to say.
But Titans coach Des Hasler needed no encouragement.
People pay good money to come and see a game of footy. It just interferes a bit with the integrity of what the game's about. It's just a really spoiling part of the game. So obviously the pressure's coming from somewhere, but I think we're just too reactive at the time.
Nicole Dunn, NBN News.
An early blow for the Knights in Sydney against the Bulldogs, with winger James Schiller sent off for a HIA in the opening minutes. Canterbury up 2-0 a short time ago. The Giants were in the mood to make a statement this afternoon, responding to their first loss of the season with a huge 81-point thumping of strugglers West Coast. Jesse Hogan starred in his second game back from injury, bagging an equal career-high 9 goals in the 132-51 win. The match was the Giants' last at Sydney Olympic Park for 6 weeks. Dean Cox has praised the Swans' big man up front, who led an undermanned Sydney side to its biggest win of the season. Will Hayward and Joel Amadi bagging 4 goals each in a 65-point smashing of North Melbourne.
Yeah, our forward line is different, but when they all work together, they function really well. That's one thing. We want to be unpredictable when we move the ball forward.
The Swans will be chasing 3 straight wins on the road against Collingwood during gather round on Friday. Tom Samani has given the strongest hint yet. His time as interim Matilda's coach will soon end, but he still hasn't been told whether tomorrow's match against South Korea will be his last.
I do think if it's not this one, it's more than likely the next one. But it's a funny old game, you never know.
Despite sporting a taped leg at training today, Mary Fowler will definitely feature in that match in Newcastle. Recovering quickly from last night's win over Adelaide was crucial for Sydney FC, who are now on their way to Singapore for Wednesday's Asian Champions League 2 semi-final against Lion City Sailors. Sky Blues players admit their opponents remain a mystery ahead of the first leg.
Obviously, I didn't watch any game of Lion City. I don't know anything about this team yet. We didn't have any meeting about them yet.
A 94th minute winner gave Sydney a 3-2 win over Adelaide, lifting the Sky Blues inside the A-League's top 6. Arsenal looks set to slip even further behind Liverpool in the Premier League title battle. A 1-1 draw with Everton, leaving the Gunners 11 points behind the Reds, who also have a game in hand. Aston Villa beat Nottingham Forest 2-1 to stay firmly in the race for a Champions League spot. After the break, front-runners Lando Norris and Max Verstappen narrowly avoid disaster at the Japanese Grand Prix. And after back-to-back losses, Tim Tszju's boxing career back on track.
What will the future look like? We all have ideas about what we want to see in our own lives. And at election time, we all come together to help choose a direction for Australia's future. The federal election will be held soon, so make sure you're ready to vote. Your vote will help shape Australia. Go to aec.gov.au to find out more. Authorised by the Electoral Commissioner, Canberra.
Please help transform our gallery into a thriving hub for our community, our artists and our region. Your generous tax-deductible donation through Newcastle Art Gallery Foundation will create an enduring cultural and artistic legacy for our community and future generations. Be part of the story. Make a lasting legacy today. Visit our Newcastle Art Gallery Foundation website to find out more.
In 1 kilometre, turn right.
Nissan X-Trail e-Power. Hybrid reinvented. You don't drive it, you glide it.
Your Optus plans are better together. The more plans you add, the more you save. Add an eligible mobile, internet and tablet plan together and save $270 over 6 months. Bring your plans together at Optus.
Big banks talk about security, but understanding what it means to you, it's better to go bigger.
With multi-factor authentication and focus on helping customers bank safely online, join the bank that's bigger. For you, Bendigo Bank, the better big bank.
Autobarn's Easter Savings Bonanza is on. Save $150 on this compact unit and CB with antenna, now $349.99. And loyalty members get this Castrol Edge oil for under half price. Autobarn.
Chunky low prices.
Your brain is a powerful problem solver. But sometimes there are problems we shouldn't have to solve alone, especially when it comes to navigating mental health. So no matter how small, we're always on call to be your guide when you need it. Talk to a mental health professional with our 24/7 Medibank mental health phone and chat support. Available to our health insurance members at no extra cost. Live better with Medibank.
Join Energy Australia's Flexi Plan and get a $200 sign-up credit on your first electricity bill. Join Energy Australia online today or call 133 466.
Easter's calling. Get out there and camp more with up to 50% off tents by these great brands. Explore more ways to play and save this Easter. Play more and pay less at
The Nick Scully Easter clearance is on now, with up to 40% off a huge range of designer furniture. Save up to 40% at the Easter clearance. On now at Nick Scully.
I now think of myself as a wind farmer as well as a sheep farmer. This project has been good for this area, for my neighbours and the community. We continue to farm, but we now have a diversified income stream. When I was president of the National Farmers Federation, I kept hearing the same stories. Droughts are having huge impacts on our businesses. It's really important that what a farmer does with their own land is their choice.
Authorised by Farmers for Climate Action, Carlton.
Tui's Newcastle Rugby League returns to #1 sports ground on the 12th of April for the Bryden's Lawyers Magic Round, an action-packed day of footy, family and food. Get your tickets now at newcastlerugbyleague.com.au.
This report brought to you by Cox Mowers. Cox, proudly engineered Aussie tough for over 70 years.
The front-runners narrowly avoided disaster at the Japanese Grand Prix. Lando Norris forced to swerve onto the grass to avoid hitting Max Verstappen as the pair left the pits. Officials deciding Verstappen had no case to answer and the Dutchman took full advantage, comfortably holding on for his first win of the year, ahead of Norris in second and Aussie Oscar Piastri third. It's been a successful weekend in Jamaica for Newcastle-based runner Jess Hull, who yesterday took out a podium spot at the Grand Slam track event in the 800 metres. The Olympic silver medalist crossed in third after chasing down the pack to set a new personal best of 1 minute 58.58. She backed that up today with a fourth in the 1500 metre. Hull is the only Aussie to contest the new league and sits in fourth heading into the Miami round in May. Super Netball is back and the Swifts have come out swinging, taking down last year's finalist West Coast Fever 67-49 in Perth. Turnovers cost the Giants dearly against the Firebirds. Despite superior shooting accuracy, they lost their season opener in Sydney 62-55. The Central Coast Molly Picklum is through to the quarterfinals at the El Salvador Pro, taking out her round of 16 heat. Meanwhile, Ryan Callanan bounced back in the elimination round yesterday. The Merriweather Board Riders' first wave, one of the best of the heat.
Hammers that section right into some flow and throwing some water. More vert on the finish. The Aussies are going to love what he did there.
He'll now contest the round of 32. Tim Zhu's boxing career is back on track. After back-to-back losses, the Australian went to work against Joey Spencer and his pace and power proved superior. The American's corner throwing in the towel late in the fourth round. Zhu taking home the vacant WBO Intercontinental Super Welterweight title before calling out Keith Thurman post-fight. And while the world's eyes were on the Battle of Newcastle, local fans were cheering on their hometown favourites. But it would prove to be a tough day in the ring for Newcastle boxers Brandon Grach and Brent Walton. Two monster heavyweights in a revenge rematch.
That's a good shot. Around the back of the head from Grach.
Brandon Grach may have knocked Liam Taliafa'a out 2 years ago, but that wasn't happening this time.
He's trying, and Taliafa'a's caught him. I like it. Here goes Liam Taliafa'a.
Wounded with his eye swelling fast, Grach did his best to counter.
Now he gets on the chase.
But it would all be over by the fifth.
Oh, he's out. Oh, he's gone. He's out. He's gone. Grach goes down and doesn't know where he is.
The bull stopped in his tracks.
Don't do it again. Big shots, and it's over. It is revenge.
In the welterweights, Brent Walton made his return to the ring.
He's born and bred right here in Walls End in Newcastle.
The 29-year-old starting strong against Isaiah Secchi.
Good shots and a good start from Walton. He's found a home for his right hand in the early stages here against Isaiah Secchi.
While the first round may have belonged to Walton, things started to heat up.
Oh, there he goes.
Before Secchi responded in a big way.
That's a good shot from Secchi. Walton, he's rocky. He's on very unsteady legs.
Walton tried his best to recover. Spurred on by the crowd, he managed to stay on his feet through to the end. But after 5 rounds, the judges unanimously favoured his opponent. A tough start for the Jets in their clash at home this afternoon with the Phoenix. Wellington's Costa Barbarouses opened the scoring 33 minutes in at McDonald Jones. The visitors then added another to their account ahead of the break, leading 2-0. A corner from Kota Mizunuma saw Newcastle get one on the board with the final score 2-1. Magic's winning run in the NPL has continued. Despite giving up a 3-0 lead to Rosebud at Broadmeadow on Friday night, Adamstown struck twice late in the piece with the final score 3-2. Yesterday afternoon, the Jaffers and Olympic played out a scoreless affair in a 0-0 draw at Lambton. While Charlestown recorded a 5-1 win over Valentine, Western kept the Bell Swans scoreless and Cooks Hill defeated New Lambton. The Wildfires have put the Shute Shield on notice, opening their 2025 season with a 36-27 win over Warringah yesterday afternoon. Skipper Donnie Freeman was the first to claim points for the Hunters side just 5 minutes in. It wasn't long before the hosts were able to double their advantage. While the Rats tried to claw some back, it wasn't enough, the Wildfires claiming a 9-point win in round 1. Swansea Belmont surf lifesaver Caitlin Rees is coming home from the Australian Championships on the Gold Coast with a swag of gold medals. The 16-year-old defending her national Ironwoman and surf race titles, as well as taking out the board this year too.
This is really unexpected, but I feel like I put in the hard work all season. It's really great to see it paying off.
Rees was a fraction off taking out a clean sweep across her age group, only pipped in the ski. And Tyson, congratulations to all of our athletes up there.
Big congratulations indeed. Thanks, Montana. Well, it was a beautiful day across the Hunter to round out the weekend, but how long will the sunshine last? Lauren will have all the weather details coming up after the break.
At Coles, you can do Easter like this or like that, in the garden or off the grid. With Coles Australian boneless pork leg roast, now just $8 a kilo.
I do mine with a mouth-watering honey mustard sauce.
And when it comes to dessert, you can do Easter with all your mates round or with a cuppa on the couch. With Coles' finest luxury chocolate and vanilla Easter egg dessert for $20. Do Easter this way, that way.
It's delicious every way.
At Coles.
I'm off, fellas. Not going to drive, are you? Yeah, no, I'll get a ride, hon.
I've got Ange coming. Jump in with us.
Cool, that works.
Let's all say yeah, nah to drink driving.
The first ever Kia K4 with ultra-wide screen. Now a party up front and business in the back. Kia's biggest small sedan, the Kia K4.
Kia, movement that inspires.
You found a place of complete focus. You ordered your thoughts and mastered your mind. And all the while, you were on the train home. Audible. There's more to imagine when you listen.
The Nick Scali Easter clearance is on now, with up to 40% off a huge range of designer furniture. Save up to 40% at the Easter clearance. On now at Nick Scali.
Experience unbeatable Rockies Rail and Cruise from $6,999 per person, including flights. Discover Canada and Alaska on board the Rocky Mountaineer train and Holland America Cruise. Search Tripadeal now.
I'm Lawrence Aircliffe, your Liberal candidate for Patterson. A Liberal government will deliver $100 million to build the second Maitland Park roundabout flyover. It will end the traffic nightmare and keep Maitland moving. With your support, I'll get the flyover built.
Authorised by Seastrain Liberal Sydney.
A help company would get people back on their feet, make complicated stuff simple, and even try to predict the unpredictable. So that's what we're doing. NRMA Insurance, a help company.
Well, wasn't it nice to get an extra hour in this morning? We couldn't ask for much better with the rest of the day. Sunshine right across northern New South Wales, absolutely sparkling along our coast as well. Now, the days will start to get shorter, as you can see behind me from here on out, but with the end of daylight saving, the good news is we have a week of mostly fine conditions ahead. We received very little in the way of overnight rain along the east coast, a few big totals in far north Queensland and up in the NT, but it was lighter elsewhere. On the satellite, it's unusually clear over the vast majority of the continent. Speckled cloud means there is a decent mass of icy air hitting Tasmania, Victoria and southern New South Wales, though, dropping temperatures throughout Australia's southeast corner. But it's pretty stable otherwise, thanks to a large block of high pressure centred over South Australia. Winds wrapping around this slow-moving system are likely to bring sporadic showers east of the divide from around the middle of this week, with the potential for a few rainy days more towards next next weekend. Another day of blue skies on the way for us, topping out at 30 degrees in Brisbane. Tomorrow, a max of 27 in Sydney after a much cooler start of 15 degrees, and it will be particularly cool in Canberra overnight, getting right down to the single digits. It was a stunning day to be outdoors in the Hunter with a light sea breeze along the coast, topping out at 27 degrees at Nobby's Head, 27 also the top at Williamtown, and 27 all the way out to the Upper Hunter. Only light variable winds throughout the region tomorrow and plenty more sunshine from east to west. Similar daytime temperatures in store for us, reaching tops of 26 in Newcastle and 25 at Nelson Bay. Slightly cooler for those to start in the Upper Hunter, making it feel far more like autumn. Taking a look at coastal conditions, we have 1.5 metre seas tomorrow with a 2 metre swell. Low tide just after 11 in the morning before the high around 20 past 5 in the evening. Sun to rise at 6:08 and setting at 5:42. Sunny in Newcastle tomorrow and a top of 26 degrees. Slightly cooler on Tuesday with a shower or two possible along the coast in the days to follow. A much drier stretch on the way for Scone with a few more chilly starts and the chance of some morning fog around midweek, but still heating right up into the mid to high 20s. And we could see a few showers in Gosford as the temperature drops a few degrees on Tuesday, clearing briefly after that, but we should see clouds linger. All in all, though, a pretty consistent stretch temperature-wise through to next weekend. And checking out the surf, there were a few really nice sets on offer at today's Catho Classic. Some really nice waves rolling into Catherine Hill Bay. Much the same is in store for the board riders across the Hunter and the Central Coast again tomorrow. A few decent breaks, but certainly nothing huge in the way of swell. Tyson?
Thanks, Lauren, and that is NBN News for this Sunday. Thanks for your company from all the team here. Good night.
The world's biggest battle of minds.
The winner takes their opponent's territory. The loser
is coming.
Goes home. Let's duel. Wine rack.
Chair, armchair.
Wallpaper.
Floorboards. Tiles, floor.
These can happen pretty quickly, can't they? 4 games, we have our final duel. Bowling.
Oh, marbles.
Lacrosse.
Freckles. It's going down.
Ooh. Let's light up your floor. Oh, my Lord.
The floor. Game on. After Easter on 9. Australia, brace yourself. They're blazing a trail through the greatest places on Earth. The most spectacular season ever, kicking off in New York.
I'm going to get a hot dog in New York.
Oh, you're really good at that.
Thank you.
New Travel Guides starts Easter Monday on 9 and 9 now. It's the phenomenon sweeping the planet. 81 Aussies face off in the world's biggest battle of minds. Starts after Easter.
Increased cost of living means 3.7 million families go to bed hungry each night. Throw the politicians out. Vote 1, Trumpet of Patriots.
Authorised by Anne Favager for the Trumpet of Patriots Gold Coast.
What does medical research look like? Become involved in local research with global impact. Hunter Medical Research Institute.
100% committed to you. That's a lot.
What do you mean?
No, I just meant nothing. I fully agree.
Get 100% commitment. UE, you insured.
Life too busy? Try Glamour Dip. Get beautiful nails on your own schedule.
Painful sore throat ruining your day?
Turn it around with Strepsils. Strepsils Extra helps kill bacteria and numbs pain fast. For effective relief, try Strepsils.
Could I do the Lucky Deluxe Ultra Wash, please?
Add some thrill to your wait with the thrill of a $40 million jackpot every 3 minutes. Keno Go. Download the app now.
Experience unbeatable Rockies Rail and Cruise from $6,999 per person, including flights. Discover Canada and Alaska on board the Rocky Mountaineer train and Holland America Cruise. Search Trip a Deal now.
Moccona, for lovers of coffee.
The new Subway Signature Philly-style 3-cheese steak with tender, juicy steak and triple cheesy, melty goodness. It's your shortcut to Tasty Town. Sounds sublime. I've probably gone too far there.
Constipation can stop you in your tracks. Senecot Dual Action with Softener works overnight as you sleep. Within 6 to 12 hours, get back on track with Senecot.
Wouldn't it be nice if things were a little more useful? At Origin, we're making it happen. From helping you go solar to customer service and everything in between. That's all kinds of useful.
We can see more of the world than ever. With Bridgestone Tech Check, you see what needs repairing now and what can wait, so you can go with confidence. Bridgestone Select Tyre and Auto.
What kind of crazy life hack is this?
The dishwasher doesn't dry the dishes well enough.
Try Finish Rinse Save.
For 2 times better drying, including on plastic, improving shine and protecting glasses.
Finish, the real life hack.
At its heart, it's a family business serving everyday people, helping design and build their dream home.
Tiles for your walls, tiles for your floor, save more at Tile Warehouse.
Well, girls and boys, it's been another very exciting day for our friend Big Dog. Lots of adventure and fun for everyone. But now it's time for Big Dog to say goodnight. Good night, Big Dog. Good night, girls and boys. Sweet dreams.
Married at First Sight, brought to you by Electro Dry, Gold Buyers Online, Hunter Homes, and Glamour.
The day that shocked Australia.
Westfield Bondi Junction, a man wielding a hunting knife.
Just a beautiful little girl. I've never met a more gentle human being. I used to call her Dawny perfect. And she was just perfect.
John Singleton.
I can't go to the movies anymore because as soon as the lights go out, I cry.
Tells Tracy Grimshaw about the pain no father should feel.
Who do you blame for what happened that day?
If there is a God, get him in the witness box. There's some questions I'd like to ask.
And Amelia in Wild, Washington.
Just authentic. And people respect that.
Inside Elon's American Revolution.
How far do you think he intends to go?
All the way.
On 60 Minutes.
My rug looks so dull. The look of it, it's very yucky.
Electrodry's new state-of-the-art rug cleaning facility can deep clean your rugs like never before.
I didn't think it would come up near as good as what it is now.
Hard to reach stains? Try Harpic Fresh Power Tablets. Simply drop and go to help remove stains. Clean where the brush can't reach with new Harpic Fresh Power Cleaning Tablets. For easy toilet cleaning, try Harpic Tablets today.
At Coles, do Easter your way, with family traditions or a fresh new take. With Coles RSPCA approved chicken whole boneless herb and garlic, now just $10. Do Easter anyway.
It's delicious every way.
At Coles.
We're for Sunday cruisers and rush hour warriors. But right now, we're for Phoebe, who needs to pick up her date by 8.
Give it a try.
Thanks so much. Join NRMA, Australia's largest roadside assistance network.
However these 6 symptoms of acid reflux feel to you, Gaviscon Dual Action acts in the stomach to neutralise acid fast and form a protective layer. For 6 symptoms, think Gaviscon.
For life's little moments, there is no substitute.
In a bit of a mess? Pino Clean has 3 times multi-action power to clean, disinfect and freshen. It's not clean unless it's Pino Clean.
Join Energy Australia's Flexi Plan and get a $200 sign-up credit on your first electricity bill. Join Energy Australia online today or call 133 466.
You haven't shopped around until you've tried Yui. Huh?
Yeah, you should shop around if you're not happy with your car insurance. Or your barber.
For award-winning customer satisfaction, make the change to Yui. You insured.
It's Tweedledum or Tweedledee. The same policies. They love each other. Reject the Uniparty. Vote 1, Trumpet of Patriots.
Authorised by Anne Favager for the Trumpet of Patriots Gold Coast.
From the driveway to the dirt tracks, Repco's got the gear. Grab GT recovery boards from $164 a pair and light up with Steady Type-X Sports Plus driving lights from $549. This Easter, Repco gets it going.
Ariat Rebar. Tough. Strong. Comfortable. Ariat Rebar at Air to Blockenbar.
So, Dad, what's next? Well, now the only Gentleman's Outfit is in town, there's only one place to go. All roads lead to Charlestown.
To look your best, see Andy Roberts at Gentleman's Outfitters Charlestown, just outside Charlestown Square.
Create stunning spaces with Lakeview Blinds Awning Shutters. Explore innovative products designed to inspire with expert advice and professional installation. Family owned and operated for over 30 years. Lakeview Blinds Awning Shutters. Visit our showroom today.
Married at First Sight, brought to you by Electro Dry, Gold Buyers Online, Hunter Homes, and Glamour.
Dinner is served.
Tonight's dinner party only needs 2 ingredients, love and KFC, but mostly KFC. Head to 9.com.au/maths and join in the conversation.
In the far reaches of our galaxy, a new frontier awaits.
Let's do this.
What is it you're looking for up there, Hamish?
The greatest Lego builders in the whole damn universe. The best of the best of the best.
Australia, we're going where no Lego builder has ever gone before. 10 teams from all over the galaxy.
USA, Sweden, Finland, Canada, China, even New Zealand.
6 glorious nations taking on Australia.
We are go for launch in T-minus 30 seconds.
I reckon we just go now.
The greatest competition the galaxy has ever seen.
7 countries, 10 teams, and one beautiful world of creativity.
Lego Masters Grandmasters of the Galaxy. Soon on 9 and 9 Now.
So is the show in space? No, I just wanted to have a look at the Earth from up here. It's good. Let's go back.
The federal election has been announced. It's important that you're enrolled to vote and your details are up to date. If you've recently changed your name or address, turned 18 or become an Australian citizen, you must update your details or enrol now. Head to aec.gov.au or pick up an enrolment form at any AEC office and return it to the AEC before 8 p.m. on Monday, 7th of April. Your vote will help shape Australia. Authorised by the Electoral Commissioner, Canberra.
The Snooze Autumn Sale is on now. Save up to 50% off selected mattresses. Plus, take an extra 10% off selected mattresses on already reduced prices. Hurry, sale on now.
What a little snooze can do.
Find a partner you can rely on.
Why? What have you done?
Huh? Find a partner you can rely on. Yui, you insured.
What kind of crazy life hack is this?
The dishwasher doesn't dry the dishes well enough.
Try Finish Rinse Save.
For 2 times better drying, including on plastic, improving shine and protecting glasses.
Finish, the real life hack.
ANZ Plus helps you get your money sorted, so you can think about other things like the Roman Empire, needing to sneeze, Alaskan Malamutes, German techno, that actor from that TV show.
My name's David.
Your neighbour Paul. Oh, and your missing bomber jacket. ANZ Plus has powerful tools that give you more confidence so you can spend less mind on money.
This sandwich is good, but it's screaming out for something seriously good. Go from good to seriously good. It has to be Heinz mayo.
Hungry for more? Domino's has got you covered with our incredible giant donuts. Handcrafted, oven-baked, mega-sized and served warm for even more yumminess. Grab one today at Domino's.
HCF Life Insurance gives members up to $1.5 million cover to help protect their family. And now, Kate gets this ad to share a family update.
We didn't think we were going to be able to have another child, but we're pregnant!
Gary, what the...
It's not about years. Age is power. New Nivea Q10 Day Cream with Q10 and creatine for visibly reduced wrinkles in 7 days. New Nivea Q10 Day Cream SPF 30. Skin is for feeling your power. Nivea is for skin.
Life's tough under Labor. The cost of food is up. Your bills are up. Economists agree that Labor's wasteful spending has added to Australia's inflation, which has been consistently higher than any major advanced economy. That puts pressure on interest rates, which have risen 12 times under Labor. All this means Australia has had the biggest fall in disposable income in the developed world. We can't afford 3 more years of Labor. Authorised by Ahurst Liberal, Canberra.
Are you looking for love?
Let's get married.
Ready to settle down and find the one? Australia's biggest social experiment could be your moment.
Yes!
Apply now at 9.com.au/maths.
A flag that represents Australia and all Australians. We don't need to be welcome into our own country. Vote 1, Trumpet of Patriots.
Authorised by N. Favager for the Trumpet of Patriots, Gold Coast.
What does medical research look like? Become involved in local research with global impact. Hunter Medical Research Institute.
It's one of our nicer rugs that we have. The smell was probably a little bit daunting.
I had a little sick dog last year. He did throw up. He also urinated on my Persian rug.
Electrodry's new rug cleaning facility can deep clean your rug with a tailored process for wool and silk fibres.
The dog stain, can't tell where it was.
Very excited and ready to take it home and put it in its place again.
To refresh your rug like new, all you need is Electrodry, Electrodry, Electrodry.
In a bit of a mess? Pino Clean has 3 times multi-action power to clean, disinfect and freshen. It's not clean unless it's Pino Clean.
We just wanted a broker that approached it differently to the banks.
Someone that
took the time to understand what we needed.
In finding the right home loan option and rate for us, our Aussie broker was second to none.
Book a chat with an Aussie broker today.
Easter's calling. Get out there and camp more. With up to 50% off camp furniture from these great brands. Explore more ways to play and save this Easter. Play more and pay less at Anaconda.
With your whites turning grey over time? Try Vanish Gold Pro. At 20 degrees, it removes tough stains better than detergent alone. Plus, it keeps your whites crystal white even after 50 washes. Trust Vanish, forget stains.
This month at Nick Scali, save 30% off all mattresses with any bed purchase, featuring the multi-zone spring system plus cool rest and anti-gravity foam. 30% off all mattresses with any bed, only at Nick Scali.
Enter a world filled with dinos, bugs and beasts. Introducing the epic new Land of Legends. Hunter Valley Gardens Mega Creatures. For tickets, go to hvg.com.au.
Thinking of separating? Having trouble dividing assets?
To achieve the property settlement you deserve, plus parenting arrangements, changing wills, super, trusts and more.
Turn to Turnbull Hill Lawyers. Good people to turn to.
Don't let heel pain hold you back. Good Feet Art supports a clinically proven relief from plantar fasciitis and the pain in the balls of your feet. Head to goodfeet.com/au to find your nearest store and don't let pain sideline you any longer.
Life feels like it never stops. Until it does. Breast cancer doesn't wait. So don't wait to breast screen. It's the best way to find cancer early, before you notice a change or feel a lump. 20 minutes every 2 years could save your life. Book your free breast screen online or call 13 2050.
Two contenders in a battle that will change Australia.
A contest over character and the rising cost of living.
NBN brings you the most respected team in the business.
The vast influence of Charles Croucher.
Led by Charles Croucher and Andrew Probyn. Your vote, your news.
The bottom line, maybe your bottom line.
The best team, the best election coverage is on NBN.
Married at First Sight, brought to you by Electro Dry, Gold Buyers Online, Hunter Homes, and Glamour Dip.
What you're about to witness is a clash like no other. A battle of minds taking the world by storm.
It's the phenomenon sweeping the planet.
Now, it's our turn.
81 Aussies, each with an area of expertise.
Aussie Tucker, that's correct. Fashion icons.
Going head to head.
You have to play one of your neighbours in their category.
We're going kids' movies.
To win.
$200,000.
Let's do it.
Let's do it. Name that game.
Soccer.
Name the tool.
Tape measure.
Name that band.
Beatles. Guns N' Roses. The Monkees. Trees, palm trees. Desert. Tropical. Pass.
This is The Floor.
The world's biggest battle of minds. The Floor starts after Easter on 9.
Next term, we'll deliver more bulk billing for all Australians and open more free Medicare urgent care clinics, making it easier for Australians to once more see a GP for free.
Authorised P. Erickson, ALP Canberra.
What does medical research look like? Become involved in local research with global impact. Hunter Medical Research Institute.
Life too busy? Try Glamour Dip. Get beautiful nails on your own schedule.
How about that?
How about that? This time, shorty.
Ooh, should have gone to Specsavers.
It's the Specsavers store-wide Spextravaganza. Get any 2 pairs for just $199, save up to $200. Limited time only.
When the lucky country isn't so lucky, it's lucky you're with Amy.
Lucky you're with Amy.
This is BritBox. Yes, even more streaming telly.
I'm sorry. Sorry.
But it's British.
Sorry?
Brand new shows, classic favourites, and exclusive new seasons of Silent Witness, Call the Midwife, and Death in Paradise. Direct from the BBC, only on BritBox.
I'm sorry?
No contract, no ads, no bother.
I don't need to apologise to you, do I?
I'm sorry, and you are? BritBox. Watch with a free trial now.
Say hello to CommBank Yellow for Business. More discounts.
Hello.
More benefits for your business. More thanks. Say hello to CommBank Yellow.
Your home is their playground. Help remove pet mess and odour with Dettol's new Homes with Pets range.
We're for those going from A to B. And right now, we're for Max, who has a pothole keeping him from Nan's pot roast. Join NRMA,
Thanks,
Australia's largest roadside assistance network.
Global pop phenomenon Six the Musical arrives at the Civic Theatre on the 10th of April. The 6 wives of Henry VIII are ready to take the mic in this 80-minute musical sensation. Book today.
Want more cash for your car? Get instant cash today at Carter Select Cars. Sell your car, ute, SUV, 4-wheel drive, hybrid or electric vehicle and get instant cash today. Let us do a better deal for you.
I'm Lawrence Antcliffe, your Liberal candidate for Patterson. As part of the Liberal team, I'll fight to rebuild the economy, get inflation under control and make housing more affordable. Patterson needs a strong voice and with your support, I'll deliver for you.
Authorised by Seastrain Liberal Sydney.
APT Luxury Travel, everything to a T. Experience Canada and Alaska with a 22-day Rockies Odyssey and Alaska cruise. Save up to $2,600 per couple when you book with your APT Luxury Travel experts. Hello World Travel.
How's your back? Sleepmaker Miracoil, now half price. Miracoil, Sports Chiropractic Australia endorsed, featuring 5 advanced Miracoil support zones. Cool Coat Silver, Climatex Quilt and more. Yes, we've got your back. Miracoil mattresses, half price at your local Beds R Us store.
Married at First Sight, brought to you by Electro Dry, Gold Buyers Online, Hunter Homes, and
Good evening, Montana Claire with a sport update. The Sea Eagles have been thrashed at home, belted 48-24 by Premiership favourites Melbourne. F1 frontrunners Max Verstappen and Lando Norris have narrowly avoided disaster at the Japanese Grand Prix, the latter forced to swerve onto the grass to avoid a collision out of the pits. Successful Newcastle-based runner Jess Hull, who took out a podium spot in the 800 metres at the Grand Slam track event in Jamaica yesterday. And Tim Zoo's boxing career is back on track, the Aussie taking home the vacant WBO Intercontinental Super Welterweight title. Good night.
Reduce the cost of housing by 50%. Fast trains 120 kilometres from the CBD. 20 minutes to the CBD. Affordable homes. Vote 1, Trumpet of Patriots.
Authorised by N. Favager for the Trumpet of Patriots Gold Coast.
What does medical research look like? Become involved in local research with global impact. Hunter Medical Research Institute.
My rug looks so dull. The look of it, it's very yucky.
Electrodry's new state-of-the-art rug cleaning facility can deep clean your rugs like never before.
I didn't think it would come up near as good as what it is now.
Painful sore throat ruining your day? Turn it around with Strepsils. Strepsils Extra helps kill bacteria and numbs pain fast. For effective relief, try Strepsils.
Buy any pack of Arnott Shapes and you could win the new Xbox Series X Digital Edition every day. Plus, there's 30,000 PC Game Pass prizes to be won instantly. Buy any pack of Arnott Shapes to enter.
There's something in the air at Birdseye. Our lightest fish with 50% less oil is air-baked by us for the crispiest crumb. New air-baked fish. An eye for good. Birdseye.
At Coles, you can do Easter like this or like that, in the garden or off the grid. With Coles Australian boneless pork leg roast, now just $8 a kilo.
I do mine with a mouth-watering honey mustard sauce.
And when it comes to dessert, you can do Easter with all your mates round or with a cuppa on the couch. With Coles' finest luxury chocolate and vanilla Easter egg dessert for $20. Do Easter this way, that way.
It's delicious every way.
At Coles.
Say hello to CommBank Yellow for business. More discounts.
Hello.
More benefits for your business. More thanks. Say hello to CommBank Yellow.
The all-new Skoda Kodiaq. Big on the little things. Skoda.
In a bit of a mess? Pino Clean has 3 times multi-action power to clean, disinfect and freshen. It's not clean unless it's Pino Clean.
Meet Connie's dynamic duo for peaceful nights. Kids' leak-proof underwear and bed pads. Perfect for keeping kids comfy and dry all night long. Say goodbye, leaks, and hello, sleep with Connie.
The Nick Scali Easter clearance is on now with up to 40% off a huge range of designer furniture. Save up to 40% at the Easter clearance. On now at Nick Scali.
For over 25 years, Fluid Plumbing has been a trusted part of the Newcastle and Central Coast communities. With our commitment to customer satisfaction and same-day service guarantee, we're always here when you need us most. Give us a call today.
Blackout sale is now on at 40 Winks. Embrace the darkness with 50% off a select range of mattresses and 30% off selected furniture. Terms, conditions and exclusions apply. This sale is for a limited time only. 40 Winks. Serious about sleep.
Married at First Sight, brought to you by Electro Dry, Gold Buyers Online, Hunter Homes, and Glamour Dip.
The day that shocked Australia.
Westfield Bondi Junction, a man wielding a hunting knife.
Just a beautiful little girl. I've never met a more gentle human being. I used to call her Dorney perfect. And she was just perfect.
John Singleton.
I can't go to the movies anymore because as soon as the lights go out, I cry.
Tells Tracy Grimshaw about the pain no father should feel.
Who do you blame for what happened that day?
If there is a God, get him in the witness box. Got some questions I'd like to ask him.
Must see next.
100% committed to you. That's a lot.
What do you mean?
No, I just meant nothing. I fully agree.
Get 100% commitment. You insured.
Experience 2-for-1 unbeatable Japan from $4,999 for 2 people, including Qantas flights. Uncover the wonders of Tokyo. Set foot on Mount Fuji. Visit Serene, Kyoto and more. Search Tripadeal now.
ANZ Plus helps you get your money sorted, so you can think about other things like the Roman Empire, needing to sneeze, Alaskan Malamutes, German techno, that actor from that TV show.
My name's David.
Your neighbour Paul. Oh, and your missing bomber jacket. ANZ Plus has powerful tools that give you more confidence so you can spend less mind on money.
Wear for front seat crooners and back seat belters. Those recharging their batteries.
Give it a try.
And those needing a new one.
Thanks so much. No problem.
Wear for helping a member every 30 seconds.
Thanks, mate.
Like Oliver, who just locked his keys in the car. Again.
Join Australia's largest roadside assistance network with complimentary My NRMA rewards. Search NRMA Roadside.
It's not about years. Age is power. New Nivea Q10 Day Cream with Q10 and creatine for visibly reduced wrinkles in 7 days. New Nivea Q10 Day Cream SPF 30. Skin is for feeling your power. Nivea is for skin.
What kind of crazy life hack is this?
The dishwasher doesn't dry the dishes well enough.
Try Finish Rinse Save.
For 2 times better drying, including on plastic, improving shine and protecting glasses.
Finish, the real life hack.
No one likes to wait around. That's why at Origin, we're simplifying customer service, from making it easy to manage your account to an app that puts you in control. That's all kinds of useful.
Rise and shine, Australia. It's time to get up to 50% off all Aussie-made mattresses at Bedshed. Plus, get a bonus 30% off any bed frame with your mattress purchase. Bedshed. No one's better in the bedroom.
At Berkowitz, we've set the standard in personal comfort for 5 generations. I'm Peter Berkowitz, and I'd like to invite you to discover the world of stressless and IMG furniture. The finest Norwegian design seating that adapts to your movement, striking the perfect balance of comfort and support. Experience stressless and IMG at our West Gosford store today. Berkowitz, a furniture family since 1896.
Global pop phenomenon Six the Musical arrives at the Civic Theatre on the 10th of April. The 6 wives of Henry VIII are ready to take the mic in this 80-minute musical sensation. Book today.
Saddle up, Australia.
Your category is Aussie slang.
For a true blue.
We're fired up for this one. Bloody-o.
Aussie blockbuster.
Let's chill.
Pinchu. Flaming Galah. Naz Kasnay. Pass.
Get ready to play.
Let's light up your floor.
Starts after Easter on 9.
It's dinner party time with Evelyn and Duncan.
The MAFS dinner parties are always explosive. We've lived it. If you want to know what we think about tonight's dinner parties, head to
9.com.au/MAFS.
We'll see you there.
Married at First Sight, brought to you by Electro Dry, Gold Buyers Online, Hunter Homes, and Glamour Dip.
Well, just when we thought that we've seen it all, we were proven wrong.
Forget everything
the moment has come
you've seen before.
We're going to take a look back.
This is the final night.
If you want to give me your number, I will be out of this experiment in 10 days.
Of shock.
That's not what happened.
Are you joking?
And truth.
So sick of it, Ryan.
You're sick of what? Being held accountable for your actions?
No.
The experiment.
Just let me speak. But you're going to lie.
Closes out.
This is a fan of 2.0.
With a TV blockbuster.
You did it, and you shouldn't have. Are you hearing me?
Beyond compare.
Because I won't get another chance to give this to you straight.
The finale of the year. Tomorrow, 7:30 on 9.
This newsbreak brought to you by Harvey Norman for everything you need in furniture, bedding, home appliances and technology.
Good evening. A motorcyclist has died and 2 others have been injured in a horror crash at Wollombi in the Hunter Valley. 4 men are recovering in hospital after a roof collapse at a mine in Sydney southwest. Jetstar is now using AI to reduce flight delays and cancellations. The tech uses real-time data to prevent issues before they occur. And meet Mayor Max, the democratically elected mayor of a Californian town. Stay with us. We'll have more NBN news coming up soon.
Whenever you're game ready, we're here for it, with cold bevies close by.
Good evening and welcome to 60 Minutes. I'm Amelia Adams.
Australians know John Singleton as a no-nonsense, super successful business titan, confident and always in command. Tonight, though, a very different John Singleton. Not the businessman, but a broken father, consumed with despair over the death of his beautiful daughter, Dawn. A year ago, almost to the day, Dawn and 5 others were stabbed to death at the Westfield Bondi shopping centre. The perpetrator was 40-year-old Joel Cauchi, a mentally ill man who somehow had fallen through the cracks of the health system. Now, a coronial inquest is set to examine what happened and why. But as John tells Nine's Tracy Grimshaw, enough is enough. The prospect of reliving that day fills him with horror.
Millionaire businessman John Singleton is a shattered man. The advertising guru made his fortune through a lifetime of shrewd decisions and being in control. But like any parent would be, he's tormented by his powerlessness in the face of the Bondi stabbing attack and the loss of his precious daughter, Dawn.
John, it's good to see you, but I am sorry to be talking to you about the sort of circumstances that we're going to be discussing today.
Yeah.
I want to start by asking you, how are you doing?
I'm doing all right. But to go through something like this is just inexplicable, Trace. I've been through some rotten things, but nothing as personal as this. I can't go to the movies anymore because as soon as the lights go out, I cry. I don't know why that is. I haven't been to a psychiatrist. I'm not that silly.
So where do you go to talk this out?
I don't. I talk to my dog.
Is that working for you?
Working pretty good, except on the movies. So I've stopped going to the movies. I used to drink my way out of it. Now I don't drink. There's nothing left, is there? I've got my dog, movies.
For all of us, Saturday the 13th of April 2024 was a day of unmitigated horror. Mentally ill and homeless, Joel Cauchi armed himself with a hunting knife and headed to Bondi's Westfield shopping centre. In less than 3 minutes, Cauchi fatally stabbed 6 people and injured 10 more before being shot dead by a lone policewoman. Ashley Good, Jade Young, Cheng Yishuan, Hikriya Dachia, and Faraz Tahir were all killed, along with Dawn Singleton, who at the age of 25 was the first and the youngest of his victims.
She transcends any personality of any person I've ever met. And I'm not exaggerating or making up for the TV. It's just a beautiful little girl. She beamed with happiness. And she was a freak of nature, so unlike any of the rest of us, so forgiving, so sensitive, so gentle. I've never met a more gentle human being than Dawnie. I used to call her Dawnie perfect. And she was just perfect. No one could speak ill of Dawnie because in many ways, she was too soft for this world. And to see someone so gentle and vulnerable have her life concluded like this, it's probably make it 10 times worse. But someone like that to have life taken from them so pointlessly. For someone to be in a shopping centre with a knife his own mum and dad didn't want him to have. Went to the police about. Really?
Dawn had been set to marry her childhood sweetheart, and the reason she'd gone to Westfield was to buy makeup for her wedding. John admits he wasn't always around while his daughter was growing up, but he's grateful for the time they spent together as she prepared for her big day. It was the happiest time of her life, really. It must have been planning her wedding.
Nice. To be with her that period, going to shops, me in wedding gowns, I've never been part of that before. I got to know her right through her life, of course, but the last 2 weeks I spent with her almost every day because the search for the perfect wedding gown, I helped her find it. She was amazed. And Camilla Franks, she worked with me for 10 years, so I know Camilla well. She's brilliant. And Dawnie ordered from her a jacket that I could wear down the aisle, so she'd be equally proud of me in her bridal gown, which we found together. And she got me this jacket. It's got 2 fighting tigers on the back, like a Mike Tyson sort of jacket. I don't think it will ever be worn. I think it'll be hung up next to the bridal gown.
Ordinarily, John Singleton doesn't do interviews these days. But he is dreading the coronial inquest that's to be held into the killings later this month. And he's got plenty to say about that.
I'm worried about the family or loved ones of those people who were killed. And I don't see why their privacy should be upset by an inquiry.
I understand why you're not looking forward to this inquest. I understand why. I understand why none of the families
For 4
would
weeks.
Be. I understand.
Christ almighty. 4 weeks. It's on TV. He kills these people, he gets killed, end of story. What else do they want to find out? For 4 weeks. The lawyers, they're going to have a ball. Last week, we had that poor little girl hammered to death.
Lily James.
By her jilted lover, boyfriend. And now we're going to have 4 weeks of Dornier and friends being knifed by this lunatic. It will prove nothing unless it gets...
While it's hard to argue with this grieving dad's emotion on this, the coronial inquest will examine a raft of issues, including whether early intervention could have prevented Joel Couchy's murderous rampage, along with the response of security guards and emergency services. But what horrifies John Singleton is the possibility, however slim, of graphic CCTV and police body cam videos being played in court or being released to the public. And so he's pleading for the entire hearing to be shelved.
Why do you have to include the actual killings? You want the knife going in, you want the blood. It's like the first 5 minutes of Taxi Driver. To live through again the macabre footage of them all being stabbed and dying. That is absolutely unwanted in this case.
It's important to note that John's views are his and his alone. He's not speaking on behalf of the other families or even his own. Are you in touch with the other families?
No, I haven't been. They're very much against me speaking at all. I disagree, and I can't see how I can do any damage. This is the only way I can pile pressure on, is hope that the Attorney General or the Premier say to the coroner, whatever you can legally say to the coroner, like, are you sure? Do you really have to? No one derives benefit from this. Dismiss it.
While sensitive footage will be tendered as evidence, the coroner has indicated there is currently no proposal to play it in court. But John wants an ironclad guarantee. They seem to indicate in a letter to you, which you've shared with me, that when that evidence of all of that CCTV vision and the police body cam vision is presented, there will be a proposal to suppress all of that vision and to not play it in court, which seems to indicate that they're not planning to play it in court and they're not planning to release it.
Why don't they just say so? If they get rid of all the private footage, the CCTV footage of these people who were killed and the actual killing, then let them proceed and waste their time and money.
So let me get it clear. You have no legal representation. You are not planning to get legal representation. You're not going to legally petition the court to suppress this vision. That's not your plan?
I have no faith in lawyers. I have no faith in the law. Particularly if things like this go ahead. What would you do? Can I ask what would you do?
If I were you, I would not want that vision released.
But what would I do about it? If you were me, what would you do?
Ask, which is what you're doing.
I'm doing it. The rest is really up to the government, the Premier, the Attorney General, God help us, the coroner. But take away the feeding frenzy. Copycat killings is the best you can hope for.
Coming up, a father's anger. Who do you blame for what happened that day?
The killer. And those who let him be free.
And his search for answers that he may never get.
If there is a God, get him in the witness box too. Got some questions I'd like to ask him.
Good evening. A motorcyclist has been killed and 2 others injured in a horror crash in the Hunter Valley. 4 men are recovering in hospital after a roof collapse in a Sydney mine this morning. Staff at a Central Coast lolly shop say they're fed up with abusive youths who've targeted their store dozens of times. And meet Max, the Californian golden retriever, who is also a democratically elected small town mayor. Stay with us. The late news is coming up at 9:50.
The federal election has been announced. It's important that you're enrolled to vote and your details are up to date. If you've recently changed your name or address, turned 18 or become an Australian citizen, you must update your details or enrol now. Head to aec.gov.au or pick up an enrolment form at any AEC office and return it to the AEC before 8 p.m. on Monday, 7th of April. Your vote will help shape Australia. Authorised by the Electoral Commissioner, Canberra.
Would you like to buy some?
I'm not much of a cheese guy. Cheeky.
Hard rated, born cheeky.
We're for Sunday cruisers and rush hour warriors. But right now, we're for Phoebe, who needs to pick up her date by 8.
Give it a try.
Thanks so much.
Join NRMA, Australia's largest roadside assistance network.
Scarf mid-season sale is on now. Save 40 to 60% off cookware and kitchenware, 40 to 60% off glassware and cutlery, and 40 to 60% off air fryers by Smith & Noble and Healthy Choice. Sale ends soon. Exclusions apply. Harris Scarf. Great brands, great prices.
I think a nice Marlborough Sauv Blanc should do the trick.
Get the right drop for any occasion at Celebrations. Good shout.
The new Hot Honey range has dropped at Macca's with the Hot Honey McSpicy, the Hot Honey Dipping Sauce, and the Hot Honey McCrispy. Embrace the drip at Macca's.
Mini and effective. Unleash the speed of liquid. New Nurofen Advanced Minis, our smallest liquid capsule ever. The pain relief you love, now even smaller. Nurofen, leave your pain to us.
I am showing you I
wish
care.
you cared about me the same way My Car Tyre and Auto cares.
Come in for 20% off tyres until the 13th of April. T's and C's apply. Get the care you deserve at My Car Tyre and Auto. People first.
Experience unbeatable Rockies Rail and Cruise from $6,999 per person, including flights. Discover Canada and Alaska on board the Rocky Mountaineer train and Holland America Cruise. Search Tripadeal now.
We needed more space, like yesterday.
But we didn't think we could afford to.
Our Aussie broker helped us renovate sooner by unlocking the equity in our home.
Our Aussie broker went the extra mile.
One bit of advice, chat to Aussie.
Book a chat with an Aussie broker today.
In 1 kilometre, turn right.
Nissan X-Trail e-Power. Hybrid reinvented. You don't drive it, you glide it.
Montgomery Homes have been building houses in New South Wales for over 35 years. And that's how you know you can always rely on and feel at home with Montgomery Homes.
Next Sunday will mark exactly a year since the day that shocked Australia. It'll be a time for reflection on how an innocent afternoon's shopping could end in such horror. And a few weeks later, the coronial inquest will get underway. For businessman John Singleton, whose daughter Dawn was the first of 6 people to lose their lives, it's a process he just can't see the point of. It's the anniversary of that day very soon, which I know is not lost on you.
Yeah.
Is it easier to carry that load today than it was a year ago? Does it get easier?
Yeah, it does when you're not talking about it. Now it's not very easy.
Sorry.
And I can forget it. I can put it to one side for certain periods, but then it comes back to you. And now to have 4 weeks of an unnecessary coronial inquiry, but it's just absolutely stupid. I think it's just a waste of time if it's going to prove anything at all.
The killer, Joel Cauchi, had been diagnosed as schizophrenic at the age of 17 and received treatment for 18 years. But 5 years before the attack, with the assistance of his doctor, he'd stopped taking his medication. When he ultimately moved out of home and to a new state, there was no one to monitor his mental health spiral. He was weaned off his medication, according to his parents, under psychiatric care in Queensland. Now, schizophrenia is incurable, but it is manageable, and one of the key management tools is medication.
Yeah.
I want the coroner to ask those psychiatrists why he was weaned off his medication. Don't you want that?
Yes. What does that have to do with footage of lovely little girls and one bloke getting killed? And nothing. So you can just have that in private, while they could in camera, and then move on to the big questions such as that one. Yes, I'd love to know.
I love my son. I'd give my life for him. I love him dearly. And, you know, how do you love a monster?
In the aftermath of the stabbings, Joel Cauchi's devastated parents, Andrew and Michelle, bravely fronted the media.
This is a parent's absolute nightmare when they have a child with mental illness, that something like this would happen. And my heart goes out to the people our son has hurt. If he was in his right mind, he would be absolutely devastated at what he has done.
Do you have some sympathy for the parents?
Yes. Yes, they're going to feel, for a totally different angle, they're going to feel as bad as I did, we did, aren't they? I mean, if one of your kids did that.
Cauchi had developed a fascination with knives, and on a visit home, his father found 5 combat knives in his bag. When he confiscated them, his son got angry and went to the police. Don't you want to know why that wasn't a red flag to the police? Why he wasn't monitored after that?
If they want to leave out the sick, macabre, ghoulish footage of the deaths, of the killings, the killing fields, questions like that are more than proper.
John Singleton is a complex man dealing with an impossible situation. And there are some contradictions in his passionate argument that even he acknowledges. As much as he can't bear the idea of a coronial inquest, he still has questions that he wants answered. Who do you blame for what happened that day?
The killer. And those who let him be free. This guy was a sick puppy, proven, demonstrable, at every level. And I think there's anyone with his degree of problems, publicly known, still left to wander around the streets. Suggests the system needs a hard look.
I believe the coroner is going to examine Cauchi's history of mental health care, his mental health treatment, how he clearly fell through the cracks and ended up homeless and ended up in the situation where he was at Bondi Junction that day. I believe they're going to interview the psychiatrists who treated him. I believe they're going to talk to the police who interacted with him in Queensland before he came to Sydney.
That's all good. It doesn't need a coroner.
There may well be findings that light a fire under the horribly broken mental health system in this country. Would you not welcome that, John?
Yes, I would welcome. Yes. I'd be happy with that. I think it should be done, could be done. I'd be all for it. The process I could disagree with, but I wouldn't mount the concerns I'm now mounting, because I'm only protecting the privacy of those who've been through enough.
Everyone deals with trauma differently. Some buckle. John Singleton comes out swinging.
Well, what am I doing here at 100 years old? Instead of doing it, if there is a God, get him in the witness box too. Yeah. Got some questions I'd like to ask him.
Right now, this grieving father is lashing out at a process that he knows will take everyone back to unimaginable pain. Given what he and all the families have been through, you can hardly blame him. What are you going to do through the inquest? Who's going to prop you up? Who props you up, John?
No one will prop me up. I'll be right.
Why am I not sure that I believe you?
I'm not sure either. Neither of us are sure.
I think that very often we are our own worst enemies in grief, and one of the things that we torture ourselves with is what if.
Yeah, I know. I know, it's stupid, but you can't help it. What if? If she went half an hour later, well, half an hour earlier, if. Why did she have to go and have a look for makeup for a bridal day, which is 6 months off? If only she thought it doesn't matter. Wear any lippy, you know? She doesn't need any makeup anyway. Why? Why at Westfield on a Saturday afternoon? Not a big shopping time. She missed the bet race of the day. It's you can't help it. I know you shouldn't, But try, one day you can't, if only.
I know.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Coming up, the American Chainsaw Massacre.
DOGE is a very aggressive audit. This is how it's supposed to work.
Elon Musk wreaks havoc in Washington.
No harm, no foul. Tough weekend for him.
But what's his end goal?
He is defunding organizations that regulate his companies.
And how long will his best buddy play along?
President Trump knows that he has an Elon problem.
How far do you think he intends to go?
All the way, until he's stopped.
That's next on 60 Minutes.
The experiment.
We're going to take a look back.
Closes out.
Do you want to give me your number? I will be out of this experiment in 10 days. That's not what happened.
Are you joking?
With a TV blockbuster.
Paul, are you hearing me?
Beyond compare.
Because I won't get another chance to give this to you straight.
The finale of the year, tomorrow on 9.
Harvey Norman floors are the floors Aussie homes are built on. Save up to 25% off our stain defence carpet ranges. Family friendly in a variety of designs, colours and textures. Up to 25% off.
Your next flooring project's covered at Harvey Norman.
In a bit of a mess? Pino Clean has 3 times multi-action power to clean, disinfect and freshen. It's not clean unless it's Pino Clean.
We're on fire. Huge drop into the water, total chaos.
Sounds wild, especially over the loudspeaker.
Good job, everyone. That was a drill.
Not thinking straight? A Dare Fix will fix it.
The money for Peter Dutton's $600 billion nuclear plan has to come from somewhere. So, 20 years to build to make up under 4% of the grid, and the CSIRO says it will drive up power bills. And he'll have to drive up the cost of everything else to pay for it. So under Dutton, your health costs go up, under Dutton, your tax goes up, under Dutton, your HECS debt, childcare, medicines, TAFE fees go up. He cuts, you pay.
Authorised P. Erickson, ALP Canberra.
The new Hot Honey range has dropped at Macca's with the Hot Honey McSpicy, the Hot Honey Dipping Sauce, and the Hot Honey McCrispy. Embrace the drip at Macca's.
With GIO Comprehensive Car Insurance, get lifetime guarantee on authorised repairs. If it's precious to you, protect it with us. GIO. Protect precious.
Tonight's game's going to be epic.
Missed by one on the AFL? With Tab, you can stay in the game. Miss by one on any disposals leg, and Tab will still pay you out as a winner. Tab. We're on.
What are you really gambling with?
Would you like to buy some?
I'm not much of a cheese guy. Cheeky.
Hard rated. Born cheeky.
I am showing you I
Just wish
care.
you cared about me the same way my car, tyre and auto cares.
Come in for 20% off tyres until the 13th of April. T's and C's apply. Get the care you deserve at My Car, Tyre and Auto. People first.
The Smart Energy Council has costed Dutton's nuclear plan at $600 billion. Why would we pay that much to supply under 4% of the grid? Dutton's nuclear plan, why?
Authorised by MRIP for the Communications, Electrical and Plumbing Union, Sydney.
You're the organised type, looking for a heating solution now. And it'll be easy to find your perfect match at Heating and Outdoors by Glendale Warehouse. Wood heaters, gas heaters and gas fireplaces. Friendly service, expert advice. 2 locations, Glendale and Thornton.
Get dirty. Get salty. Get adventurous. Get to O'Neill's Tyre and Auto Care for the legendary open country range from Toyo Tyres and go where others simply can't. Because if you've got wheels, you need O'Neill's.
Go Harvey Norman for your contemporary home. New exclusive leather designs with the luxury of powered reclining actions. Dine in style with stunning designs. Furniture designed for the modern lifestyle. Smart designs to fit your space. Be inspired in store at Harvey Norman now.
81 Aussies, each with an area of expertise.
Aussie Tucker, fashion icons. One player is selected and must challenge one of their neighbours.
Going head to head.
The winner takes their opponent's territory. The loser goes home.
To win.
$200,000.
Merry-go-round.
Tug
Pass.
Oh, no. The floor.
Monkey bars.
Starts after Easter on 9.
By announcing aggressive tariffs on goods coming into America, President Donald Trump has lost a lot of friends around the world. Not that he probably cares. And anyway, he has the world's richest man, his so-called first buddy, to keep him company if he gets lonely. As chief of Trump's Department of Government Efficiency, Elon Musk has proven to be a very loyal functionary, one who's more than happy to do his boss's dirty work. In a few short months, Musk has overseen the decimation of the American bureaucracy, as well as the sacking of tens of thousands of workers, all in the name of eliminating waste and fraud. But he too is paying a hefty price for his vigour. As victory speeches go, this one, on the day of Donald Trump's inauguration, was as awkward as it was significant.
This is what victory feels like. Yeah!
The world's richest man, anointed as one of the most powerful.
And I just want to say thank you for making it happen. Thank you.
Now, the mastermind who brought us SpaceX and Tesla is on a mission to gut the US government.
He is the Henry Ford and the Albert Einstein and the Thomas Edison of our time, and he is working with the greatest president of our time to save America.
And to that end, I have created the brand new Department of Government Efficiency.
Tonight, from tech nerd to first buddy, the rise of Elon Musk from those who know him best.
His playbook, unfortunately, seems to be to acquire and consolidate power at all costs.
Sorry. Tell you, gravitas can be difficult sometimes.
How long will this agent of chaos last?
He's acting as though he owns the government, but it's not one of Elon's toys. It belongs to the American people.
And what is it he really wants? The speed and the extent of Elon Musk's rise to power is sending shockwaves through Washington, D.C. In just a couple of months, he's met with world leaders. He's been given almost unchecked authority to gut the federal budget, and he's slashed thousands of jobs. To some, he's the mastermind of a coup who could plunge this country into a constitutional crisis. To others, he's a saviour who might just make America great again.
This is the chainsaw for bureaucracy. Chainsaw!
Welcome to US politics 2025.
You're sitting here in a MAGA hat. What's it? You know, how did that happen? What was the moment?
It's like dark Gothic MAGA.
That's a good one.
Long before Elon Musk donned his MAGA cap, his unconventional thinking achieved the impossible.
Say your name, spell it for me, tell me what you do.
Elon Musk, E-L-O-N-M-U-S-K.
An entrepreneur from South Africa, Musk became a household name through incredible talent, a ruthless approach to business, and a workload few can match. Now he's putting that same disruptive work ethic into slashing $2 trillion in government spending.
In America, people voted for major government reform. They wanted to go in there with the chainsaw, shake things up, because for far too long, Americans have worked too hard and gotten too little from DC.
You'd be hard-pressed to find a bigger fan of this new cutthroat style of governance than James Fishback.
So, seeing him in there, he's like a rock star now.
Well, he comes out with the sunglasses, with the black MAGA hat, which we're proud owners of at the office, and he's just authentic, and people respect that.
James is CEO of a US investment firm and an advisor to Musk's Department of Government Efficiency. How exciting is it to be advising Elon Musk?
I'm honored and I'm humbled.
He's got a lot of power all of a sudden.
Yeah.
And he's doing things in government that no one has done before.
There's no question that it's unprecedented. Unprecedented needn't be a bad thing. This is the greatest country on earth. But we've got to do right by the people because they are frustrated. They are pissed off. And so if Elon can play a role in restoring the fabric of America, that will be an unbelievable legacy.
We are not leaving! We are not leaving!
A legacy that includes tearing up government departments, sacking tens of thousands of civil servants, and causing mayhem. It's a callous approach to running a business that James insists can work when it comes to running the country. Why is Elon Musk the man for the job?
Well, think about what he has been able to do at his own companies, what he's been able to do at Tesla, to ruthlessly innovate and to wean off any of that excess to deliver an incredible product and an incredible share price.
But that's so different. It's a company.
Well, the government's a company. Think about what makes a company a company. It hires people, so does the government. It takes in revenue, so does the government. It spends, so does the government. Literally in every single way, they are the same. You don't ruthlessly run a company by just chopping and being abrasive and disrespecting your employees or your customers. If you do that, you will fail. If you do that as a government, you will fail.
It'll take a few years to see if this works, this new model of governing.
Yeah. It's off to a smashing start, but as always, may the best argument win.
Elon Musk's ambitions and tactics were honed in the San Francisco Bay Area, where Dr. Philip Lowe got to know him well. Once close to the billionaire, Philip now has deep concerns about Musk's new role as the president's personal wrecking ball.
I think that there is a power struggle right now between President Trump and Elon Musk. And I only say that because I've seen Elon at work when he wants something. I know what he's capable of. I know what he's capable of. So that is why I need to speak right now.
The founder and CEO of brain monitoring company Neurovigil, Philip first met Elon Musk in 2011. They partied hard and were good friends and business partners for more than 10 years. What were your impressions of him? What was he like?
A lot of fun. A lot of fun. We were busy building the future. And we had all kinds of weird antics as well. We went once to a cemetery in Los Angeles just to watch a movie together. You know, we did some funny things. So it was a wild time, but we were both working very, very hard. And we grew to be quite close. You know, I had doubted his innocence. I thought you were just bullshit. Exactly. Exactly.
This video from 2013 shows the pair back in happier times, but their relationship would turn toxic when Elon Musk formed a rival neurotechnology company. By 2017, Philip says his good mate began acting strangely.
I felt he wasn't treating other people well. I noticed a change in his demeanor.
And can you describe that change? How was he treating people?
He was being aggressive with people who had his best interest at heart. Not with me, but I noticed him do that with a number of people. And I felt that as a friend, I wouldn't be in his corner if I didn't call him out on it. So I did. And he acknowledged that I did that, but he didn't change his behavior. And it got worse and worse during COVID.
Ultimately, he claims Musk made moves to undermine his business.
And when I realized that he was doing this, then I realized we were at war.
Should I get in?
Get in!
Seeing his old friend with a sudden and outsized influence in the White House, Philip now fears Elon Musk has an ulterior motive, one designed to boost his profits and his power.
They're parading that he's saving taxpayers' money. What he's actually doing is he is defunding organizations that regulate his companies. So he is weakening the people who would have weakened him.
So where he says he's fighting for the American taxpayer.
Respectfully, I say that's bullshit. And just like when he calls himself a free speech absolutist, when he clearly is boosting certain voices on X, including his own, and shadow banning others, relatively speaking. So, no, I know him too well to understand that this is a charade.
What is your ultimate fear?
My fear is that he is that he's manipulating President Trump to tear up the Constitution until he will tear up President Trump.
Coming up, why business is booming for Elon Musk. But not in the way he'd hoped.
He has a lot of potential conflicts of interest.
So how long will the tech titan stick around?
I think at some point he's going to lose interest and he's going to run out of people to fire.
This week on Today, we'll be cutting loose as the legendary Kevin Bacon joins us. Aussie star on the rise Jacob Elordi is here. He's playing Heathcliff in the latest Wuthering Heights.
Selling Sunsets, Chriselle Staus talks about her new gig. And we'll wrap up all this weekend's NRL and AFL action. See you Monday.
Introducing the all-new Sealy Posturepedic Acclaim, a breakthrough in sleep technology that senses and responds, helping to align your body. Innovation never felt so good. In store now.
Ooh, I can smell crispy, succulent chicken burgers. Treasure can wait. Red Rooster's burger range.
The rooster's calling.
Repairing an economy takes time, but Australia is turning the corner. In just 3 years, we've opened 87 free Medicare urgent care clinics, delivered tax cuts and energy bill relief, halved inflation and got wages heading up. So we can now build on these foundations, extend energy bill relief, more bulk billing for all Australians, another tax cut for every taxpayer. We're building Australia's future.
Authorised P. Erickson, ALP Canberra.
Painful sore throat ruining your day? Turn it around with Strepsils. Strepsils Extra helps kill bacteria and numbs pain fast. For effective relief, try Strepsils.
Inside the 150, and here comes today's racing with something special.
It's the best time in racing with exclusive offers daily on the Tab app. Tab. We're on.
What's gambling really costing you?
Oh, that was a whopper. 45 minutes to reel in with a broken reel. Kingfish with a handcaster. Marlin on that charter. Oh, my greatest catch. The Gasmate Portofino 16-inch gas pizza oven.
The Great Northern Greatest Catch has landed. Get a BCF voucher in every specially marked case, plus thousands of prizes up for grabs.
This year, we go for the boat.
Constipation can stop you in your tracks. Senecot Dual Action with Softener works overnight as you sleep. Within 6 to 12 hours, get back on track with Senecot.
We're on fire. Huge drop into the water, total chaos.
Sounds wild, especially over the loudspeaker.
Good job, everyone. That was a drill.
Not thinking straight? A Dare Fix will fix it.
In 1 kilometre, turn right.
Nissan X-Trail e-Power. Hybrid reinvented. You don't drive it, you glide it.
In a bit of a mess? PinoClean has 3 times multi-action power to clean, disinfect and freshen. It's not clean unless it's PinoClean.
At Berkowitz, we're a furniture family. With 5 generations of expertise woven through our history, we've mastered the art of comfort and lasting quality for Australian homes. I'm Peter Berkowitz, and I'd like to invite you to discover our legacy of timeless design and trusted craftsmanship. From our family history to your family home. Berkowitz, a furniture family since 1896. Visit our West Gosford store today.
Elon Musk has never been averse to a bit of political theatre, but his appearance before the MAGA faithful in Washington, D.C. in February took it to another level.
It's been a remarkable evolution from entrepreneur and businessman to billionaire, and now a polarising but really powerful political figure. The richest man in the world is clearly determined to sell his vision for the future, and everyone here is lapping it up.
It's undoubtedly Musk's most surprising role to date, running President Trump's Department of Government Efficiency.
Headed up by Elon, and we appreciate it. We found hundreds of billions of dollars of fraud. Thank you, Elon. He's working very hard. He didn't need this. He didn't need this.
Elon Musk is a very complicated character because on the one hand, he's doing incredible, incredible things. On the other hand, he has a lot of potential conflicts of interest. I think Musk doesn't have a lot of power. I think
like so many Americans, author and journalist Batya Ungar-Sargon supports Donald Trump's agenda for radical change. But she also has real concerns about his chosen first buddy.
What do you think of my hat?
They're an odd couple, aren't they? Trump and Musk.
They are an odd couple, yes. You have to remember, Trump has no peers. He's the most powerful person on the planet, and there is no one at that level with him. And so he's made friends with the most rich person on the planet. It makes a lot of sense that they would see something in each other that they can't get from anywhere else.
Yeah, and that's why I like my T-shirt says tech support, because I'm here to provide the president with technology support.
Why don't we do a family shot? Elon, you have to have a picture with your boy. Yeah. So we have to get Elon with his boy. Okay, absolutely. A gorgeous, perfect boy.
Almost enough.
It's a bromance that's led to some surreal presidential moments.
Sorry for this. I thought my son might enjoy this, but he's sticking his fingers in my ears and stuff.
Like when Elon Musk's son X did what kids do during a media conference in the sanctity of the Oval Office.
There was a video of his child, picking his nose and putting the booger on the, that desk that Trump was sitting at. It was quickly replaced the next day. Trump is a very big germaphobe. So that rubbed me the wrong way. I felt that was very disrespectful, but Trump doesn't seem to mind it, so.
While Musk may have amassed a fortune close to $500 billion, Batya Ungar-Sargon suspects the main driver of teaming up with President Trump isn't so much civic duty, but a quest for new money-making opportunities.
I mean, if he could get government contracts for his AI company, this would be very big for him. Get better contracts for Tesla with, cyber trucks and so forth. So the potential to win here, to come out ahead, I think is very, very high. And this is why I think President Trump has to be very vigilant that there are no true conflicts of interest and that nothing, that lacks propriety actually happens.
Do you think Musk's views and values align with President Trump's?
On some issues, yes, and on some issues, definitely not. Where I think it starts to go south is when you look at where his interests lie. This relationship with China, which is our greatest adversary, over which we need to have leverage and not the other way around. This is a real problem. You have to understand, this is a person who casts himself as a sort of maverick renegade who isn't, shy to insult people in power, but he has never once said anything less than obsequious about Xi Jinping or the Chinese Communist Party.
President Musk is stealing your money.
Operating effectively unchecked, Musk has dismantled entire federal agencies, torn up spending programs and shown staff the door. The US government has never seen upheaval quite like it.
This was my dream job, and it's just being taken away by an administration who doesn't care about science. Hard not to take it personal when someone questions my work ethic.
If there's any lessons to be drawn from this, it is that we do not need the richest people in the world controlling our government.
Some estimates suggest up to 300,000 of the 2.3 million federal workforce will go. To leading Democrats in Congress, it's a scandal, not a saving.
The wrecking ball of right-wing authoritarianism is swinging right through Congress and coming directly at the freedoms of the press and the people right now. The self-appointed CEO of this operation is the unelected bureaucrat and aspiring techno-dictator Elon Musk.
This is unlike anything I've ever seen. For this to be happening on a mass scale is really unprecedented.
Shannon Liss Reardon is one of America's top employment lawyers and has spent years defending 2,000 Twitter employees who were brutally axed by Elon Musk when he bought the company in 2022. She's now busy building cases on behalf of federal employees. How would you describe Elon Musk's approach to reducing the federal workforce?
Well, so far it seems to be pretty much what he did at Twitter, that the main goal is just to cut at all costs. He's acting like it's his own business. He's acting as though he owns the government and he can use the same methods that he used at Twitter to reduce the workforce, but the government is not the same as a private business. It's not one of Elon's toys. It belongs to the American people. This just should not be happening this way.
The courts have now ordered the reinstatement of 25,000 workers across 18 agencies. For Doge advisor James Fishback, it's chaotic but necessary to cull bloated government spending.
You probably have to cut a little bit too much. You have to go a little bit too far and then pull back as a result.
We're seeing that already with some of the federal workers that were sacked recently and then rehired a couple of days later.
No harm, no foul. No harm, no foul. Tough weekend for him.
In the short term, at least, Elon Musk's slash and burn mission has come at a cost. Tesla shares and his personal fortune have both taken a hit, and the backlash just keeps escalating.
Tonight, authorities investigating what they're calling a targeted attack on a Tesla repair center in Las Vegas.
And he used what appear to be Molotov cocktails and a firearm to conduct his attack.
Teslas have been vandalised and dealerships firebombed as anger grows, prompting the FBI to create a task force targeting the attackers.
My companies are suffering because I'm in the government. Do you think it helps sales if dealerships are being firebombed? Of course not. And Tesla customers are being intimidated all over the country and all over Europe.
Musk's unpopularity might also be making him a liability for the president. And the word in Washington is that his days as Donald Trump's right-hand man may be waning. Is Elon Musk the type of person who cares about criticism?
Tremendously.
So he would be right now, you think, watching and listening to criticism and it would be affecting him?
His blood pressure might go up. But then again, the ketamine might help.
Elon Musk's former friend and business partner, Dr. Philip Lowe, worries the billionaire will always have the president's ear. And he has a deep sense of dread about what that means for America and the world.
I think that President Trump knows that he has an Elon problem, but he reminds me of somebody with a rabid Rottweiler, who tells his neighbors that he's actually trained the Rottweiler to be that aggressive because he wants to own the narrative and he doesn't want to be upstaged by Elon.
How dangerous is this Rottweiler?
Very dangerous. Very, very dangerous because the White House is Elon's biggest investment.
You say Elon Musk is hungry for power.
Mm-hmm.
How far Do you think he intends to go?
All the way, until he's stopped.
Coming up.
The latest on the legal bombshell.
Shocking behind-the-scenes drama.
They're both going at this full bore.
When stars collide.
So you believe Blake Lively wrestled control of the film?
I think she tried to, yes.
Fireworks in Hollywood.
The director of a film vanished?
It was crazy.
As Blake Lively and Justin Baldoni...
He really does see himself as a feminist.
Battle it out.
Some people are in for the kill.
I hope that the truth comes out.
That's next on 60 Minutes.
Coming up on Nine's Late News, 1 week into the election campaign, new polling tonight for the Prime Minister and opposition leader. Tens of thousands not happy with their president protesting across the US. And artificial intelligence set to change the way we fly. All that and a lot more coming up in a few minutes' time.
Next term, we'll deliver more bulk billing for all Australians and open more free Medicare urgent care clinics, making it easier for Australians to once more see a GP for free.
Authorised P. Erickson, ALP Canberra.
This is BritBox. Yes, even more streaming telly.
I'm sorry.
Sorry.
But it's British.
Sorry?
Brand new shows, classic favourites, and exclusive new seasons of Silent Witness, Call the Midwife, and Death in Paradise. Direct from the BBC, only on BritBox. I'm sorry? No contract, no ads, no bother.
I don't need to apologise to you, do I?
I'm sorry, and you are?
BritBox. Watch with a free trial now.
What kind of crazy life hack is this?
The dishwasher doesn't dry the dishes well enough.
Try Finish Rinse Save.
For 2 times better drying, including on plastic, improving shine and protecting glasses.
Finish, the real life hack.
At Tab, we're on for day 2 of the championships at Royal Randwick, with 4 Group 1s, including the Sydney Cup and the $5 million Queen Elizabeth Stakes. It's the best time in racing, so get your friends on track or down to your local venue. And get more value on the championships with My Offers, now available on the Tab app. Tab, we're on.
What's gambling really costing you? For free and confidential support, call the number on the screen or visit the website.
You haven't shopped around until you've tried Yui, huh? Look, car insurance, it's kind of like a barber. You don't keep going to the same guy for years if you're not a happy chappy. How bad is it? Well, it's not great. Well, what do you mean, not great? As in not good. A change might be nice.
For award-winning customer satisfaction, make the change to Yui. You insured.
Your home is their playground. Help remove pet mess and odour with Dettol's new Homes with Pets range.
Introducing the all-new Sealy Posturepedic Acclaim, a breakthrough in sleep technology that senses and responds, helping to align your body. Innovation never felt so good. In store now.
As a police officer, I learned the importance of turning up when it matters. As a small business owner, I learned the importance of balancing the books and being responsible. And as a minister, I learned that a strong economy and safe community are central to everything. I'm not interested in taking the easy path because we live in the best country in the world and I'm determined to get Australia back on track.
Authorised by Ahurst Liberal, Canberra.
Don't let heel pain hold you back. Good Feet Art supports a clinically proven relief from plantar fasciitis and the pain in the balls of your feet. Head to goodfeet.com/au to find your nearest store and don't let pain sideline you any longer.
Before we go, a look ahead to next week's 60 Minutes and what's being called one of the biggest feuds in Hollywood history. A-lister Blake Lively versus up-and-coming actor and director Justin Baldoni.
Justin isn't the most experienced director.
How many women has this worked on?
All of them.
And then you landed Blake Lively, an actual movie star.
From on-screen lovers
So you believe Blake Lively wrestled control of the film?
I think she tried to, yes.
to off-screen haters.
I mean, have you ever seen anything quite like that? A director of a film vanished?
It was crazy.
How did it all go wrong for Blake Lively and Justin Baldoni?
He really does see himself as a feminist.
Now the lawyers are involved.
The latest on the legal bombshell that is
This morning, a new lawsuit filed against him.
Behind-the-scenes drama.
And there's no backing down.
On the set of that film, there was a lot of hugging, there was a lot of prayer. He wanted to consult with God on certain creative decisions.
The romantic drama
Some people are in for the kill.
that's turned into a horror film.
You could destroy anyone. It's a powder keg.
I hope that the truth comes out and we move on.
That story next week. As always, remember you can catch up on anything you've missed and check out the 60 Minutes 24/7 channel by heading to 9 Now. We'll be back next week with another edition of 60 Minutes. I'm Amelia Adams. See you then.
This is 9 News with Peter Overton.
Good evening. We begin tonight with new polling that will please the Prime Minister, Labor securing an early lead in the race to the Lodge come May 3rd. The latest news poll shows Labor leading the coalition 52% to 48% on a two-party preferred basis. Labor's primary vote increasing to 33%. The coalition's fell slightly to 36%. It follows another big day of campaigning. Peter Dutton vowing to cut foreign student numbers by almost 30,000 if he wins the election. The PM's focus was on the environment, slashing the cost of batteries for rooftop solar, a move quickly rubbished by the opposition leader.
Launching into week 2 of the election campaign from Brisbane to Launceston. Similar stages, mirror messages.
Our positive plan for building Australia's future.
Our plan is a positive plan for our country.
The two leaders offering contrasting ways to get there.
I want to be the Prime Minister that can restore the dream of home ownership for young Australians.
Saturday, the 3rd of May, is a make or break moment for Medicare.
Distilling their rival pitches before hand-picked audiences at dueling rallies. Anthony Albanese with a $2.3 billion plan to slash the cost of batteries for rooftop solar, worth about $4,000 for every installation from July this year.
Today I announced that Labor will make batteries 30% cheaper for Australian homes, small businesses and community facilities.
Australia may lead the world in rooftop solar, but the take-up of batteries for when the sun isn't shining is low.
The problem at the moment is the upfront cost of a battery is too high for too many people. We're going to fix that.
$10,000 for a battery, maybe that's the cost after this subsidy. I think you're talking about higher income families being in a position to pay for that.
There is a misconception in Australia that solar batteries cost $15,000. They do not. You can buy a 5 kilowatt hour battery for $4,000.
Peter Dutton taking his housing and migration policy to a must-win outer metropolitan Melbourne seat.
The lack of supply and the migration numbers have just gone through the roof.
The coalition promising to slash foreign students by 30,000, increase the cost of student visa applications for the 8 biggest universities to $5,000, $2,500 for all other unis, and cap foreign students at 25% of the intake from next year.
There has just been a complete racket underway over the last few years where Australians have been locked out of housing.
I had a wry smile to myself when I read that story because I thought, this is the bloke who is now announcing a policy he opposed.
Whether it's housing or batteries for solar, it boils down to easing the burden on households. But with neither side offering anything radically different, both leaders want to make it a contest about character.
Do you think Anthony Albanese is up to that task? Do you think that the two minds of Anthony Albanese and Adam Bandt coming together are up to that task?
The future we want is not an American-style wages system.
It was once said a drover's dog could win an election. This one is no soft touch. Andrew Probyn, 9 News.
Australian Federal Police have charged a man who allegedly tried to open the emergency exit and choke a staff member on board a Sydney-bound international flight. Nine's Ruth Wynne-Williams is in our Sydney newsroom with more on this story. Ruth, good evening. He's been denied bail.
Good evening, Pete. A Jordanian man in custody here in Sydney tonight accused of a serious safety breach on board an AirAsia flight from KL to Sydney last night, allegedly attempting to open 2 emergency doors mid-flight. Police say he was restrained on board by crew and passengers, but he is charged with assaulting staff. He could face up to 10 years in jail here. Federal Police laying 2 charges of endangering the safety of an aircraft. He'll be back in court here in Sydney in a couple of days.
And Ruth, another story you're following tonight, a mine collapse on the outskirts of Sydney.
Pete, the resource regulator now looking into what caused the issue at Appin Mine near Wollongong this morning. 4 miners buried up to their waists in coal when the roof of the shaft collapsed on them before 3 a.m. The men were around 500 metres down, Pete, and they were all taken to hospital in a stable condition. There has been initial speculation that a sudden increase in pressure might have caused the issue, but the regulator says that won't be proven until the end of its safety investigation. For now, the mine has halted operation, Pete.
Ruth, thank you. Gangland figure Tony Mockbell has spent his 3rd day on bail, being reunited with his church community, attending a Sunday service in Melbourne. Nine's Lana Murphy has more for us this evening.
Tony Mockbell's fall from grace may end up a blessing in disguise, and on the steps of his family church this morning, it appears he's been redeemed. The free drug baron was embraced by parishioners and shook hands of excited children after spending his Sunday in prayer.
Was it good to go to church and seek your forgiveness?
Next, his daily check-in with police.
You've been out and about. Are you concerned about your safety at all?
Before he visited a shopping centre for the 2nd day in a row.
He seems to just be going about a very normal daily routine, just trying to fit back into his family, into society in essence. And he does appear that he is going to continue to retain that freedom. There are very strong signs that his appeal will be successful.
The convicted drug trafficker was bailed on Friday despite being 18 years into a 26-year sentence. His case corrupted by his lawyer Nicola Gobbo, who was doubling as a police informer. 2 of Lawyer X's former clients have been acquitted already and successfully sued the state of Victoria for damages. One of those men, Farouk Orman, is now suing Gobbo personally. If Mockbell succeeds in his appeal, civil action is almost certain. He could sue the government for up to $1 million for its role in the Lawyer X scandal, but he could also demand compensation for the more than $20 million worth of assets he had confiscated after his arrest.
Lana, thank you. To Brisbane now, where a major police investigation continues tonight after a man was stabbed inside an inner-city apartment. Nine's Pat Heaney has the details from our Queensland newsroom.
A major police investigation is underway in Brisbane after a 39-year-old man was stabbed in an apartment complex in the early hours of this morning. Authorities were called to the Bowen Hills units just after 4 a.m. to reports of an altercation, arriving to find the man with critical chest and back wounds bleeding out in the hallway.
There was blood in the lift, I don't know, at 5 a.m. when I woke up.
The scream of someone, but it was like a moan, kind of.
He was rushed to the Royal Brisbane and Women's Hospital but later died from his injuries. Detectives believe the man had been visiting family members, a 22-year-old man and 45-year-old woman, before travelling back to the pair's apartment. They're now trying to determine why the gathering turned so violent.
My understanding is that they may have been socialising beforehand, but I don't know where and I don't know how long for, so I can't even provide any further information about that at this stage. The knife has been found, what we believe is the weapon used in this attack. I would hope so that there'll be some charges soon, but it's still too early to say at this stage.
Police are urging anyone who may have seen the trio or would have any other information to come forward.
OK, Pat, thank you. Tributes tonight for former Tasmania Premier Tony Rundle, who has died aged 86. The former Liberal politician held the top job at the time of the Port Arthur massacre in 1996, where 35 people were killed and 23 were injured. Former Prime Minister John Howard has remembered him as a person of great decency, complete integrity and strong Liberal principles. Australians have lost a true gentleman. You're watching Nine's Late News, broadcast across the country. Still to come tonight, protests erupt across the United States, rallying against President Donald Trump. An urgent school holiday health alert for a highly infectious disease in southeast Queensland. And fasten your seatbelts, AI set to change the way you fly.
Constipation can stop you in your tracks. Senecot Dual Action with Softener works overnight as you sleep. Within 6 to 12 hours, get back on track with Senecot.
Anytime's a good time to learn with TAFE New South Wales short courses. Whether you're short on time, think it's time for a change, or time for a skills boost, you can change your life in just days or weeks. Search TAFE New South Wales short courses.
Hard to reach stains? Try Harpic Fresh Power Tablets. Simply drop and go to help remove stains. Clean where the brush can't reach with new Harpic Fresh Power cleaning tablets. For easy toilet cleaning, try Harpic tablets today.
Hungry for more? Domino's has got you covered with our incredible giant donuts. Handcrafted, oven-baked, mega-sized and served warm for even more yumminess. Grab one today at Domino's.
Get the job done right every time with Taylor's Outdoor Power Equipment. Get the biggest brands and the best products from the experts, plus accessories, parts and service and repairs. So get into one of Taylor's 3 big locations or go online today.
The Drovers Run is on again. Come along and join the Drovers Run 4-wheel drive Outback Adventure, August 1 to 10. 9 days of great 4-wheel drive fun and adventure in Outback Australia. Visiting Charlotte Plains, Eromanga, Nakundra, historic Milparinka and plenty more of the beautiful Australian Outback. Money raised helps fund the Westpac Rescue Helicopter Service in northern New South Wales. For more, contact the Rescue Helicopter or visit the website.
However these 6 symptoms of acid reflux feel to you, Gaviscon Dual Action acts in the stomach to neutralise acid fast and form a protective layer. For 6 symptoms, think Gaviscon.
Doesn't get any better than this.
Extra gooey caramel, coated with luscious Tim Tam chocolate. Discover our most indulgent Tim Tam range ever. What more could you wish for?
Harris Scarf mid-season sale is on now. Save 40 to 60% off towels, 40 to 60% off dinnerware and servingware, and 30 to 50% off bras, clothing and sleepwear. Hurry, sale ends soon. Exclusions apply. Harris Scarf, great brands, great prices.
Introducing the all-new Sealy Posturepedic Acclaim, a breakthrough in sleep technology that senses and responds, helping to align your body. Innovation never felt so good. In store now.
In a bit of a mess? PinoClean has 3 times multi-action power to clean, disinfect and freshen. It's not clean unless it's PinoClean.
An urgent health warning has been issued for parts of the southeast Queensland after a person with measles visited multiple tourist spots. The infected adult had been to the Gold Coast, Brisbane and the Sunshine Coast. You can check the full list of sites on 9news.com.au. Just months after he was voted back into the White House in a landslide, tens of thousands of Americans have taken to the streets protesting against Donald Trump. Dubbed the Hands Off rally, the demonstrators are opposing sweeping cuts made by the US President and Elon Musk.
Hands up! Hands up! A day of demonstrations against Donald Trump. More than 1,000 protests across all 50 US states. This is the Hands Off rally, held in opposition to the perceived authoritarian overreach by the Commander-in-Chief and his so-called first buddy, Elon Musk.
Trump, Elon, neither one of them represent anything that true Americans care about.
All they're doing is making sure that they have a parachute for them and their rich friends, and everybody else here that lives here that makes the gears turn for this country are just screwed at the end of the day.
But as protesters teed off against Trump, the US president was states away, playing golf for a second straight day, the White House even releasing a statement. The president won his second round matchup and advances to the championship round tomorrow. No such win
wins in his trade war. British auto giant Jaguar Land Rover pausing shipments to the US as it works to address the new trading terms, while Trump's first buddy broke with his boss on the beauty of tariffs.
I hope it is agreed that both Europe and the United States should move, ideally, in my view, to a zero tariff situation, effectively creating a free trade zone between Europe and North America.
As the fallout rolls on, negotiators are rolling in. This week, Israel's Benjamin Netanyahu will visit Washington, the first world leader to make a trip to bargain with Trump and his tariffs. In the United States, Lauren Tomazi, 9 News.
The AFL has today conceded an umpire got it wrong in a game that saw the Adelaide Crows lose to the Gold Coast by just 1 point, and it's left the club fuming. Nine's April Cretan is live for us in Adelaide tonight. April, good evening. This isn't the first time this has happened.
Pete, it is the fourth time in less than 2 years.